Okay, uno, dos, tres. All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijacked podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris, Unholy Jesus.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome, guys.
Happy Tuesday.
Welcome back to another episode number 74.
Yes, sir.
Today's main topic, we're going to be talking about Gabrielle Petito.
There you go.
Said it right.
Petito.
The missing girl that's been headline news everywhere.
Took over the fucking
I actually
planet.
didn't find out about it a couple of days ago. Someone said, "Hey, what do you think about Gabby?" or something. I was like, "Who?" I was like, "This is a celebrity. What's happening?" Yeah.
Well, when I first heard about this story, I was a little late, maybe about 2 days late. Somebody was like, "Hey, you heard about the white girl, Gabby Petito?" And my first reaction was, "Is she a YouTuber?" That's literally what I said. I was like, "It sounds like, I don't know. I think that sounds like a YouTuber name."
I would have said that. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
But then I caught up on it, and then I was like, "Okay, this is all right."
Yeah. So
Vastly different than what I was
her
expecting.
real name is Gabrielle, and she goes by the nickname Gabby.
Are we gonna jump into it now, or?
Oh no, we're gonna do intro real quick.
Yeah.
Almost forgot.
I was like, you was gearing up. I saw you.
Yeah. All right, guys. If you guys want to buy some official Media Hijack t-shirts, head over to the MediaHijack.com. Grab you some t-shirts. Also, if you guys want to visit us on Reddit, join our Reddit and be part of our Reddit community.
Yes.
Yeah, post whatever you want. Also, if you guys want to watch the replay to this YouTube video or this live Twitch video, head
Yes.
over to our YouTube and you guys can watch it there. You guys can watch it with the new camera and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe on iTunes and also on our YouTube page.
Please.
Yeah, our YouTube page needs a little help.
Yes.
It needs a little help, guys.
It's trying to chug along, but
Melissa in the chat says, "Oh, you look weird with glasses." These are not real glasses. Let me explain to everybody,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
These are not real glasses.
Let's break this down.
I'm doing a test right now, right? About how, how we look at our phones every day. We're on the monitor, on our computer every day, all day. I'm on it for a long time. And I've been getting a lot of eye strains where I just feel so tired and shit. I'm exhausted. I was like, why do my fucking eyes feel so tired? So I'm thinking it has something to do with me looking at the phone at work for a long time. Mm-hmm. So I started to look into, okay, what can I do about this? Okay, they said, hey, get some glasses that can block out blue light.
Okay.
So then I came across the blue light glasses, right? And I got them yesterday, and I wore them for half the day, and it helped me. I felt like I didn't have no strain when I went to bed. It was good. So today is like the second day I'm using them. I feel good. My eyes, I don't feel nothing behind my eyes. I don't feel that strain, like that tiredness and shit.
yeah. I know plenty of people who work jobs with computers and whatnot, looking at screens all day, and they start to feel that tiredness behind their eyes sometimes, of where their eyes are straining to. And I always never knew if it was just like it's almost the equivalent, I would say, to sitting up close to a TV when you tell a kid like, "Hey, back up," in a weird way.
Yeah.
But I guess now is more. This is more of a knowledgeable way of coming at it. Oh my god,
shit.
what is happening?
Hold
today?
on, I got Chris, you talk to them.
I got you.
Thanks for subbing to the YouTube, by the way. I see you.
Oh, would it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, with the so I used to have a friend who used to work as a dispatcher, and she like strained the fuck out of her eyes working and for like 12 hours for years looking at a computer, and so over time she like it strained the hell out of her eyes. Talked about like her eyes would just be tired as soon as she looked at a computer screen. And not to mention too, I think last week we did research on our last episode of the podcast talking about how being on social media too much or anything, it causes a strain of the eyes and it keeps you up really, really super late. And so apparently they have glasses for that shit, and this is new to me. This is groundbreaking. I don't know how long these glasses have existed, but
I think it existed for a while, like ever since like technology was in the picture. So yeah, I'm testing it just to see how it works, and it's cool. I like it. It's cheap. It's like $19 or something.
oh shit, that's way cheaper than
Yeah, and then we did a test with like there's like a card, right?
Yeah.
And they give you like a blue light, And if you shine the blue light on this card, it'll show up like purple, right?
Yeah.
So then I took the glasses off, and I put the glasses behind that piece of paper, and then we shine the blue light. There's no mark.
No mark.
So it's dodging that blue light. That's pretty cool.
When you took the blue light and put it on that white paper at first, I instantly thought I was like, oh my God, it's fucking radiation. That's what I thought.
It looks like it. Huh?
I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
So we done the intro and everything?
Yeah, we're done the intro. So we're going to jump into the main topic.
Oh, I was going to run a quick story right quick.
Oh, okay, do it.
Okay,
do it.
one of our listeners, Shell Shock, who he always says anytime he sees like crazy ass news in Atlanta or anywhere in Georgia, he sends me the story. He has to let me know. Because that's where our base of operations is at. So one of the news stories he wanted me to talk about in the beginning of the show, this is a real short story. It's a Georgia man armed with bow and arrow carjacks woman in Atlanta, shot by officer during standoff with police. All right, so basically downtown Atlanta, guy with the bow and arrow is running around, shoots at that lady who's in her car, gets into it with cops. All right, this sounds like some Florida shit, but it's like good old Atlanta. So it says a carjacking suspect wielding a bow and arrow. He was in custody in Georgia on Tuesday after a standoff with police. So it says like the Atlanta police were called to the scene of a carjacking after 6 a.m. and found a female victim who reported that a Caucasian male took her 2014 Toyota Camry. She said the man was armed with a bow and arrow. When he approached her while she was inside her vehicle, he then fired an arrow into the windshield and demanded she exit the car, police said. The victim was not injured during the incident, which I was kind of like, oh, man, in a weird way. I was like, oh, man, that was right through the windshield. I mean, that would have been fucking crazy. Police said investigating officers learned that a man matching the suspect's description and armed with a similar weapon had unsuccessfully tried the carjacking two motorists prior to taking the Toyota Camry.
Damn.
So I guess he was doing some GTA shit, trying to take a car, like...
With the bow and arrow?
Because you know, like sometimes in GTA when you go up to a vehicle and then like people in it, but the door is locked and they be like, drive off. That sounds like him. And then so he went to the next car.
I mean, if you saw anybody approach you with a bow and arrow, like in this day and age, in this city, you would not take that serious, right? You'd be like, man, get off. I'd
have ran his ass over.
Yeah, that's crazy. But
I've been like one of them NPCs in GTA that like, they don't stop.
Yeah.
They just don't even follow traffic laws and they just hit everything.
Autopilot?
Yes. That'd be me. Says, police said investigating officers learned that a man matching a suspect's description. Okay, says, while police in Atlanta continue to investigate, officers in Marietta responded to the scene of a car crash at Powder Spring Street. That's not a story. Anyways, long story short, crazy ass motherfuckers around Atlanta. This is up in the Marietta and Cobb County area, which is like the ritzy, uppity... That's if anybody knows that lives in Atlanta, you know that area. That's a woo. Lately they've been having like up in Buckhead and Marietta and all that shit, Cobb County. Hey, crime been kind of like leaking to that side. I've been noticing. If anybody is from Atlanta and been watching the news, the weird shit's starting to happen up in the ritzy areas now. They kind of I don't know what's going on.
You cannot escape from death.
You can't. Your money, unless you
doesn't matter.
Unless you go to Mars, you cannot escape the insanity of Earth. I promise you.
Can't.
It's reaching all the way up to Marietta now. So.
Florida people invading Atlanta. Is it a Florida guy or what?
Joe, at this point, he's an Atlanta resident. He here.
Yeah,
this is home.
It's Atlanta. You fit a part of that wild, crazy community out here.
Welcome.
Yeah, there's this crazy. Speaking of Atlanta, real quick, there's like this crazy clown in Atlanta that's having sex with females on the highway during peak hours, like rush hour.
Like raping?
Like no, not raping. He's just pulling over, right? He's dressed up as a clown, and then he'll have sex with a girl, like on the side of the highway.
Oh, wow.
Dressed up in a clown outfit.
On 75?
All you hear is clap, clap, clap.
Oh, I think it's going to be like...
Yeah, like on 75 and
oh,
shit.
My God.
Yeah, it's like 4 o'clock rush hour, and then all you're just driving.
Towards
and
Marietta?
Clap, clap, clap. Like, hold on, man. My radio's not even on.
Is this real?
It's real. And then you look out the window. Oh, my God. There's a clown having sex with a female.
It'd be cool.
Big girl in Atlanta.
It'd be cool if you heard while you're driving, you sitting on 75, and all you hear is...
Yeah,
like
the little honk.
Yeah, the little honk in the nose.
Yo. There's some wild
75.
fucking people in Atlanta. Yeah, they're so wild. It is illegal to have sex on the side of the highway dressed as... Yes, very illegal to have sex anywhere in public out here.
Is it? No, is it illegal?
Yeah, it is illegal.
No.
You can...
It's America. You do what you want.
Here's something else that's illegal that I didn't know. If you have sex, right, and your window is open and people can see you from outside, that's illegal. And you would be they would put you under, what's that shit?
Oh, sex offender
Sex
shit?
offender.
And if you're in your house.
If you're in a house and you had your windows open and they can see you having sex from the street,
That's bullshit.
that's sex offender.
I say the role should be reversed. Why are you looking inside my house? I mean,
Why is your window open like that?
I remember years ago there was a guy. I don't know this motherfucker. This is something I saw in the news. All right, let me just get that straight. In the news, they was talking about a guy who'd always jerk off in his bedroom, right? Outside of the bedroom, but I don't know if he always forget to close the blinds. I was assuming that if you jerking off, then you would secure your location a little bit better. But I guess people could see him through his curtains, or if the blinds was open or whatever, they could see him beating off in his bedroom. And the neighborhood attacked him for it and tried to get him registered as a sex offender. But I think it was kind of a way of basically they just told the law wound up telling him, like, close your fucking blinds, you're going to jail. But they couldn't really take him to jail because he's still within the confinements of his house. But like, why are y'all peeking in his house but his blinds open? I don't know. It was a weird thing. I think the guy wound up getting off, but
The dude need to close his damn blinds, man. Why he fighting that shit? He already got a slap on the wrist.
Hey, look.
Close your fucking blinds, you fucking dickhead. Oh, I gotta stop using F words. You guys stop me, please. I don't want to cuss on the podcast. I want to keep this shit professional.
we
from
should do
now
like
on.
a money jar thing. Put a quarter or
Yes.
something in the jar every time we cuss on here.
Yes, let's do it.
And then we'll send
Next
it to. I was gonna say next year. Like, give me some time. So,
Let's
2022.
do it right now.
All right, let's fucking go.
I'll try my hardest.
Okay,
I meant to put a sign so I can look up and be like, don't cuss.
You're better than this.
don't be that guy.
All right, so that was it for my story for that news. You're welcome, Shell Shock, and
Thank you, Shell Shock, for that.
thank you, Atlanta.
Maybe you can listen to the replay. Hey, we missed you. We love you. We wish you were here. Pink
to see
Floyd.
this new camera. Fuck, dude.
Oh, speaking of new camera, I want to thank Melissa for sending us this camera, for
What?
donating this camera to us.
Thank
We
you.
thank you so much, and you get a hug. Thank you so much.
Oh my god,
We-
we need a soundboard for that
we
one.
feel the love. Yeah, let's get a
the
clap for
soundboard.
that.
We don't use the soundboard.
Thank
anymore.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
High five. The button, I deleted it.
Dude, oh my god.
Because there's so much new stuff, you know?
What?
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
took out the high five. I don't know what happened to it
it
because we had so many different stuff during the show where we had different recordings for the time travel show.
Damn. So much has changed.
There's only 16 buttons, but shortcuts. So I think we do still have it.
Yeah, because you have
Let me
shortcut
Let me
button,
just
for
go
real.
off tangent just a little bit
Yeah,
before we start, guys.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys like this shit, right? When we do random shit. I heard it.
Do
I
y'all
heard you
really
guys-
like that?
Heard you guys like that shit, like when the show goes off.
That shit drives me nuts, and I'm on the fucking show.
When the show goes off the rail. Nope, it's gone.
You took it off
is
too?
gone. It is very gone.
Oh.
So look at all this.
I remember you had the
shit.
shortcut way back. That was the first thing you showed me. Or one
Yeah,
of
like
the
the
first things.
little. Okay, let's get the show started.
let's get it.
man.
All
We're
right, we on
crazy.
track. Let's go.
We are crazy.
Thank you again,
Yeah,
Melissa. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Everything looks so good
We
now.
look so much better, man. How we were hideous before. For 73 episodes, we were fucking hideous, and none of y'all told us.
We were fucking.
I thought we were friends.
Like we look young, but then we use old technology. It's like, why are these guys so fuzzy? It's like 2021. Why do they still look fuzzy? That's so crazy.
Why are these 20-somethings fucking using shit from the 80s?
Melissa saved the day because I don't even know when we will get a new camera. You know, cryptocurrency is down.
Like, dang, my phone lets me know every day. My phone does not let me
it's down
forget.
it's down 300%. I was like, hey man, I was gonna get a camera, but never mind.
My phone lets me know every day.
But yeah, Melissa saved the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.
All right, let's get the show started.
All right.
All right, Gabby.
When we started, or
I'll start at the beginning
okay,
because I know the biography of this.
okay.
That's what you call it, right?
No, but I was gonna let that go.
All right. Okay, so this is a missing case.
Yes.
Gabrielle Petito, a.k.a. Gabby. We're just going to call her Gabrielle. No, we're going to call her Gabby. That's
Okay.
easier.
Gabby.
Okay, so Gabby Okay, the chat threw me off. Let me not read the chat. Okay, so Gabby, in July 2021, a 22-year-old woman set off in a van with her fiancé to explore the United States. But after just 2 months on the road, he returned to Florida without her. And then he lawyered up and refused to speak to her family or police about the whereabouts. So that's the whole scenario of the story.
To the point where
She went with her boyfriend. They did like a road trip with a van, one of those cool travel vans.
oh, that shit look creepy as fuck, man. That shit look.
I never saw it, but
Let's have a look.
they did the road trip. And then what was crazy was that he returned home back to Florida, but his girlfriend was missing, or his fiance was
Where you
missing.
at, Gabby?
And then he didn't say nothing. All he did was got a lawyer, said nothing, and just fucking disappeared. That's why the story got so crazy. Stu Jersey was good.
And now he's missing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So. Okay, oh, so.
Yeah, just one more. My bad.
No,
One
you
more.
good, bro. No,
One
no,
more.
no, you
One
good,
more.
you
Let me
good.
just squeeze this little thing in.
Yeah.
Because I know her story now. Like, I actually read and I went.
You did your
started
homework.
reading the background and shit.
You did your
Okay.
homework. All right.
So it was a dark and stormy night. Okay. She was born. Let's not make this a funny joke. Okay, she was born in New York, March 19, 1999. That's a lot of nines.
Yeah.
That's a lot of nines.
Wait, what was it again?
March 19th, 1999.
19th, 1999?
Yeah, you remember how we always say party like it's 1999?
Yeah,
and we're
yeah,
old
yeah,
enough to
yeah,
say
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah. So she's super young.
yeah,
What is she, 22? Yeah.
Like, I remember 99.
Yeah.
dude.
We look like we're 22. Let's go. Okay, so she graduated high school 2017. She's known to be free-spirited and adventurous, of course, because she's traveling the world and shit.
Yeah.
Well, traveling America. And according to one of Gabby's friend, she rekindled with an old relationship with a guy named Brian in 2018.
Yeah.
And they officially started dating in 2019. The first date, if you can even look at her Instagram. Their first official date was in 2019, and they went to a sushi restaurant. It's like a normal couple. It could be anybody. It could be one of your friends. They're doing this shit.
Yeah.
But she just happened to die so mysteriously, and the boyfriend went and do some crazy shit.
No, that shit ain't mysterious. The motherfucker did it. Like, this ain't no O.J. Simpson shit. Like, if he did it, it did. He clearly did the
If
shit.
you go home without your fiance, and then you lawyered up,
Right.
come on. That's a
Look
red
kinda
flag.
sketch.
Red flag. Okay, so he and his family, they lived in Florida. So after a year of dating, because she lives like in New York. She went to school in New York, everything. She lives in New York. And then after like, they said a year after dating, she moved to Florida to live with him in Florida.
Okay.
And then from Florida, they both work at Publix, which is a grocery store out here. And Florida has
Expensive
Publix.
as shit.
Yeah.
Publix is expensive as
It's
fuck.
those bougie grocery store.
It's almost like, it's not wholesale, but it's
It's
underneath
just-
Trader
it's
Joe.
a step below.
It's
a
like
little.
it's like high brand hood shit sometimes, but not
Yeah,
exactly.
it's like expensive stuff.
It's not Trader Joe, but
Yeah,
it's
it's clean.
it's clean though. Like I
It's
fuck
clean
with it, you know?
food. Yeah. I go there once in a while if I need to buy like. I'm just playing. I don't go there. Fuck that
Man,
place.
I even got IPA from there today. I got the beer today.
I don't go there, man.
I love Publix.
I go to fucking Kroger.
Even Publix is so like. I'm not gonna say bougie. I'm starting to realize like Publix is kind of like upper level of hood shit, like grocery stores, because they now have Tesla charging ports there.
Oh,
But you don't see
fancy.
that. You don't see that shit at Kroger's, and everybody knows who Kroger is, or Ingles, or Food
My
Lion.
Walmart has it.
See, like some Walmarts will have it, and then now I'm starting to see that Publix. So Publix, it's top tier. You know, they trying to move up.
The Walmart that's in my neighborhood, they call it the green Walmart.
Why?
I don't know. Guess it's
Tesla.
green.
Oh,
Even before Tesla, it was known to be like the green Walmart. I don't know why. I go in there, it looks like shit. It's like, why is this the green Walmart?
but that's what they say is green. It's like shit.
Where was I? See how it quickly changed.
There you go.
Good, right?
So they worked at Publix.
They worked at Publix. So later, Brian proposed to her, and they were engaged. And they had so many mushy pictures. If you go to her Instagram, it's like Gab. Just type Gab, you'll see it.
Just type GAB and then
Just type GAB. Yeah, it's so crazy. She has like 1.2 million followers. Why? So
why are you following a dead person?
So disrespectful. She's already dead. Why is she getting so much followers? Like she's gonna post something else. What are you guys waiting for? You're waiting for her to post a story or something? Come on,
I didn't know that.
Get with the program.
And I thought about looking her up today too on Instagram, but I knew I was gonna see the followers. I'm like, oh, you fucking people.
Yeah, I was like, let me refresh and then let's see a check mark.
She got a blue check mark.
She's gonna get verified like by tomorrow.
Official.
Oh yeah, she's the real deal, you know.
We're not joking, all right? We're just
we're
making fun of you guys for doing this. This is you guys' fault.
Like, who the hell are you guys? I didn't follow because there's no point in following.
What's she gonna do? Like, I mean,
she can't do nothing.
No.
But I heard like later they did deactivate her Instagram page. Also, Brian, the dude, I don't know his last name, but his name is Brian.
It's spelled Landrie, but it's pronounced
a Lannister. Is he a Lannister? Do we got any Games of Thrones fans in here?
It's pronounced laundry.
Whoa.
I'm gonna do laundry.
That's such a weird last name.
Hey man, that's like,
what is his background?
I don't know. Publix? Shit.
Is he like what? Is he Ireland or something? Like what?
Irish? I don't know.
That's a weird...
He's from Florida though originally, so he ain't New it because Petito is like Italian shit that I think we talked about before. That sounds like some New York type shit.
Petito.
Laundry.
I never heard of anybody with a last name Laundry.
I don't know.
Brian Laundry. Excuse me?
Boy, they went down. Basically got in his ass in high school for real.
Your clothes dry?
This laundry stink. No, give it
Stu says, was the boyfriend found yet? Was he found? I don't know. I didn't. Whoa.
My agua.
We're about to destroy the whole set.
My agua.
Yeah, I don't know the updates. Like,
nah, they can't find him. Hold on.
Okay, so Chris is saying they can't find him. Like the manhunt is still on. Like it's still fair game. People are still looking for him.
Like right now, like
yeah.
From what I heard, they can't find him. There's people that said they saw him in Canada, which, if anybody knows how Canada and Florida works, a lot of places in Florida are like, okay, so Canada, right?
Yeah.
Winters are fucking horrible.
Very horrible.
So during the wintertime, a lot of people, like the people that got fucking money, they leave Canada and they'll fly down to Florida for like to visit or whatever. Stay during the wintertime, so just to avoid the cold weather of Canada. I think they call it like snow bunnies or some shit or some kind of term for it, but it's basically people with money move down to Florida for like the winter and they'll go back up during the summer. So with him being in Florida and him going to, especially this time of year right now where it's starting to get colder, he's probably like, it was probably the perfect time for him to get lost in the mix of travelers going, well, I don't know how COVID's doing. I don't know if Canada's like borders are closed, but it's a very good back and forth state between weathers. Apparently, supposedly that he was spotted on CCTV at an airport, at a Canadian airport, beard and everything. And I saw the picture of it. Looks just like the motherfucking guy, straight up. It might be him, but I know. Then again, there's a lot of bald-headed dudes with beards wandering around out there too. So I don't.
That's white.
That's white. So yeah.
Yeah, like if Andrew Santino shaved his head, dyed his beard, he looks just like the dude. You know Andrew Santino, the Irish, has red hair.
Yeah, fuck it. He would straight
up.
You
look just like him if he did that shit. I know like somebody else that looks like him.
I never put two and two together like that.
I looked at him a little bit, right? And then I was like, man, you know,
Wait a minute.
I was like, hey, if I grew my beard out a little bit, right? This is real shit. I was like, man, if I grew out my beard a little bit, and then I looked at it, I was like, hey, man, I could be this dude too. That's so crazy. They all look like him.
Yeah. And the chat says, I was thinking snow bunnies. Talking about is the term between people that move back and forth between Florida and Canada.
Is that where the term comes from? When people move from like a place where it's cold, they go to a warm spot, they call them snow bunnies?
I think a certain part of people may call it that, and there's another part of people that call it a different name. For example.
What would they call them? It sounds bad from how you're laughing.
All right. So I think it might be snow bunnies. That might be the term for it. But, okay, so that's one term for like going back and forth between Florida and Canada when it's cold and shit. And then you have the other snow bunnies. For basically, this is a term that a lot of black guys use to identify attractive white women.
What do they call them?
Snow bunnies. It's mainly used in places like Colorado, where it's a lot of snow, mountains. And if you're a black guy trying to hook up with a white girl in Colorado, the term is like, man, there's some fine snow bunnies out there. That's a term. Yeah, that's a... So maybe we need to change it to a different word. I don't know.
I kind of get that.
Yeah.
I always think of like snow bunnies and bunnies, period. If you're referring to like with females, I always think of like Playboy bunny.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Is Playboy still around?
like I never think of girls like in a form of like an animal besides Playboy bunny. I'm like, oh, that's a Playboy bunny, like a blonde Playboy bunny.
Oh, yeah. Well, I get what you're saying. Like, I know, I get it. I get exactly what you're saying. Like, why would animals and women got anything to do with each other?
Yeah, so what animal would be like an Asian female?
Hey, I'm getting pressed right now. If I like,
Let's go. Let's get a real honest answer from a young 24-year-old
black male.
Yeah. Stu says a lamb.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
I don't like that one.
Actually, you know what? No, because that means submissive or no. I think all women are fucking crazy. I don't care what the gender is. No females on the lamb. They are.
You just said
insane.
all females.
No,
all females are crazy.
Yes.
You don't care what gender.
No. I said I'm sorry. I mean I don't care what. It's 2021. I guess. I mean, if we.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just,
B words be wild. Females are.
yeah. So no.
It's so crazy. I think we are from completely different planets. Like I don't think we're just wired so different. It's so crazy.
Vastly
not
different.
like I'm not trying to pick at people or nothing. Like the way like a male brain works, comparing to a female brain, it is different. It's crazy.
It's vastly different.
It is very crazy. Snowbird, elderly people who travel to Florida during the winter months.
There you go.
They arrive after Thanksgiving, go home for Christmas, and come back the day after New Year's and stay until early April. That's from the Urban Dictionary.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. That's what it is. It's a snowbird. That's the people that go back between Florida and Canada during the winter season.
The ballers, right? They're like, man, we want to live in perfect weather every day of our life.
And they can afford it. They can afford that shit. They'll have like a beach house for.
Or you can
winter
just
years.
live in California.
And
You live there, the weather's the same every season.
but doesn't North Cali get like a lot of snow? I mean,
No, actually, no.
Really?
I used to live
How
in
is that
San
then?
Jose, which is northern Cali. And
okay.
you don't get snow unless you go to the mountain, which is cool as shit. You go to the mountain, then you come back, go to the beach. Same
I'm assuming
day.
close to
Fucking wild.
was it Seattle and Wyoming or whatever the fuck the order it is? Because you got Wyoming and Seattle and shit. I'm assuming like close
Where
up
is
there.
Wyoming, actually?
Isn't it up
Is
there?
it near Seattle?
I would assume.
I thought that's Midwest.
I
My
kn-
geography is wrong.
I know nothing about that side of the world,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
let's
yeah,
just say it is.
Yeah, we all wrong. Yeah.
All right, well,
Steve George says a stingray. Are you talking about
females.
what we call Asian females, a stingray? I don't know. That's a little too aggressive. I think another animal that would fit an Asian female would be, fuck man, something yellow, like a parakeet or something.
I'm thinking more like, I guess, personality type. That's what I was thinking of. Not so much of like how they look, but personality type.
A bobcat? I don't know. Maybe a bobcat. That's like a real animal, right? Like it's not extinct. Oh yeah, that's a real bobcat. Yeah.
yeah.
Bobcats exist. I'm thinking saber-tooth tiger.
But that's way different. God damn, that's not even close.
My bad.
I just saw on the news a couple of months ago a bobcat attacking a lady walking out of her house.
God.
It was shown on like her, like the little cameras for like the doorbells and shit.
The ring cams.
She's like walking out and
Doo-doo-doo.
she's carrying like a little cage like a cat. She's walking.
Oh, she deserved.
And then the bobcat's like, "Rah," just jumps on her. She's like, "Rah." And the husband like grabs it and just like chucks that motherfucker across the yard like, "Rah."
Damn.
Yeah, they little, but they fuck you up though.
Damn. Strong guy.
Is that an Asian lady? Like, I don't know. I've never lived with an Asian lady before.
I don't know. I don't know what animal they would be. That's a hard one. I gotta think about it for a week.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah. Come back with a real answer with the real animal. Hey.
There you go. Put some thought behind it. All right, so back to this Gabby shit.
Wait, before back to the Gabby shit, I have to take a quick break, and then we'll come back to Gabby. You guys don't go nowhere. We got so much juicy information.
Sit tight.
Yeah, no clickbait. Clickbait. Wait, hold on. I forgot which button it is.
Oh, you didn't press it yet?
I
Shit.
didn't push it yet. Oh, this one. All right, guys, we are back. Back with this Gabby.
Petito.
Yeah, so they got engaged. Mm-hmm. And yeah, do you want to continue?
Yeah, so they got engaged, and then, so let's get, I was so confused with this story at first, with them traveling, but apparently there's a culture of van life, which I didn't know this until where, van life, basically, you living out of a van, and you travel the country. I didn't know this today until Billy told me this earlier, but I remember hearing about van life. I'll say I remember, but I was there at the time. But I remember hearing stories about back in the 60s where like that van life shit was huge as fuck during the
hippie era?
During the hippie era, free living. Like, cause that was also around the same area too where a lot of people were getting kidnapped and missing because kids were running home from families and whatnot and hitchhiking and living the van life and all that stuff. I thought that was something that died off, but apparently it's still a thing right now.
No, it became a thing again.
Okay, so it came back.
I'm guessing like maybe a few years ago, like people started posting videos of how they're living their whole life through the van and they're just traveling the country and stuff.
Yeah.
Then, it really picked up on YouTube. Like the algorithm said, hey, you guys got to watch these guys doing this van life shit. Mm-hmm. So then more people started doing the van life stuff. And now they have places like in Colorado where they can hook up a van for you, where you can live and you can wash your hair, whatever, take a shower and stuff, all through your van. And then you just drive through the whole country and they can hook your van up for you. And now it's like this van life culture.
Damn. And you said Colorado, for anybody who has lived there, that's like the perfect spot to go if you're going to start your van shit.
That would be the spot.
Colorado would be the best spot. I used to live there. It's outdoorsy as hell. You can live off the land or whatever. Which when I heard in the story during their travels, when he ended up in Colorado, my first instinct was, why didn't he kill her out there? If anybody's ever been to Colorado mountains, I
don't think he planned like to kill her. I'm saying something happened.
Yeah, I think over time that was at first I was like, oh, he planned it. But then when I heard he was in Colorado and how big them damn mountains are and how many people probably have been dead out there and how many bodies who probably they, like, if you wanted to kill somebody and put them in the mountains in Colorado, they can stay up there for about a good 10, 20 years before, oh shit, this is old ass skull type shit. The mountains are that big. If he wanted to do it then, if he was planning it, then that would have been the perfect time to do it. This might be one of them things which I learned too, which from the podcast I was listening to earlier. It seems like, and this goes back to what we talked about last episode too with social media. It seems like they were trying to save their relationship via social media and let everybody know how things were good, this, that, and the third, and that's why maybe they took this trip. That's my theory, that maybe they took this trip to, hey, let's like try to save us and like just like let's get away from our world. Like maybe it's like your family's bugging us and fucking things up. Maybe it's everything else stressing us out. Let's just go away for a trip and let's see what happens. And on this trip, they realize, hey, you know what? It's not anybody else that's making this relationship toxic. It's just us, or maybe Brian in particular, because clearly he killed the girl. So I think the intentions for the trip might have been good intentions, and the shit went wrong because the motherfucker is crazy as shit, probably.
Because they were dating for like 2 years maybe?
Yeah.
And then they got engaged and stuff. But like the one thing, like what I got from that podcast was that like her parents, Gabby parents, they never referred to like him like as her boyfriend. They just said, yeah, you guys talk about Brian, right? They never said, oh yeah, her boyfriend. So I don't think they ever got that relationship with her fiance or boyfriend. They were never cool with him like that. This is just what I'm getting from this podcast. I don't know how close they are or whatever.
But you would think if they was like super damn close and that lovable, or as how it was portrayed on social media, how things were good, then her family would at least be, that's her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then ain't no questions about it. No rewording, no whatever the hell ever.
Yeah. So like after they got their van, it was a 2012 van, a transit van, and their first stop after they started doing their exploring, They first stopped at Kansas in July 4th.
Oh my God, that's the first stop.
That was the first stop.
That's
Kansas.
a horrible state. Anybody who's driven through Kansas?
Hey, we're about to lose our Kansas people, man.
I'm sorry, but look, Kansas is.
I love Kansas.
Kansas. I went through Kansas like 4 or 5 years ago,
You
and
guys are awesome.
It's a big square, and it's 10 hours of driving through nothing, except for windmills. And there's towns to where you'll get to a point where, you know what? Let me fill up with gas because this might be the last time I might see gas for the next.
Before I die.
Maybe that. Like I get killed by a bear, Sasquatch. Who knows? But let me get gas. And also too, when I stopped at Kansas.
Wait, what are you doing in Kansas anyway? I want to hear their story.
So I was moving from Colorado back to here. Mm-hmm. That was the longest drive I've ever taken in my life. That shit was horrible. And I remember when we first got to Kansas, me, my dad, and my brother-in-law, we stopped at a gas station. 3 o'clock in the morning. We had just crossed the state line of the Colorado-Kansas border. We had a gas station, pumping gas. And then we see like this weird-ass, like, what do you call it, like a hearse. All-white hearse.
What?
Pull up next to us at the gas station. 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, this is one of them gas stations where the inside closes at a certain time, but the gas pumps are 24 hours. So it's like nobody there, and it's in the middle of nowhere. So this white hearse pulls up.
Weird.
Old white guy gets out. He's like, talking. He's like, hey, how's it going? We're like, hey, what's up? And then me, my dad, my brother-in-law, we all looked at each other of, what the fuck? Okay, let's hurry and get out. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's kind of weird.
It's weird.
So while we're there, then this white van comes flying past us, full of white dudes.
Pew, pew.
And they're like, hey, N-word. And they keep driving down the road.
Whoa.
Down a dirt road. And my
And
brother,
you guys like, let's
and my
get the
brother,
fuck out of here.
And my brother-in-law was like, I'm not trying to shoot nobody today. We should leave.
But you guys were like loaded, right?
But oh yeah, and then
Thank God.
But we was looking down the road and we kept seeing like the van go down the road and it stopped. We saw like the brake lights come on. It stopped.
Oh, shit.
And then we saw the van slowly like going in reverse, but it was doing like almost like a point turn. Boom, 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 like it's trying to turn it back, come around towards us. We was like, yo, put the gas back, put the nozzle back up, get in the van, let's go. We got in the truck and we was like, brrr, and we got the fuck up out of there. We left the dude in the hearse at the gas station, and whatever Jimbo and his buddies were about to do to us, we got the fuck up out of there, and then we drove 10 hours straight to get out of Kansas.
Shit, that's a crazy story.
I can't stand Kansas. I'm done with that place.
Fuck, man, you were holding that story in the whole time?
That was like 5 years ago now. I'm done.
Fuck.
Kansas was a very disturbing place for me.
Let's not go to Kansas.
Don't do it, folks. It's a big pile of shit.
In the chat that says they have a good football team.
Actually, you know the funny things too?
Were they the one that won the Super Bowl? I mean, I don't know about football, but
I'm bad with geography. Let's figure this out.
Is it Kansas Chiefs? I mean, I'm just guessing.
No, wait, no. Kansas City is Missouri, right? And Kansas is the state. So technically, it's not Missouri. No, Kansas City is the one that won with a good football team.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
I don't know
that's
football.
Missouri.
Yeah.
I think I might be wrong.
Atlanta Hawks. I don't know.
Atlanta Hawks. Are they still a football team? All right. So they went through Kansas, right?
Yeah.
So is that what it was?
Yeah.
They went through Kansas, and I guess Colorado would be next. I'm assuming on their travel.
I didn't get the next part, but I got the last post.
Okay, fuck it, let's go.
Okay, so Gabby, her last post on Instagram was August 25th, and it's her, taking a nice picture, her holding a pumpkin, and in the background is like some artistic background, somebody painted something. Mm-hmm. It's like one of those photos you take like at a nice
pumpkin shop,
a nice background with art.
Pumpkin shop.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that her last 2 photos, it didn't have a tag location. So they're thinking maybe Brian was the one that posted that shit for her to make it seem like, okay, she's still alive, but she's not alive.
Fact. Oh, but hey, look, for all my murder heads out here, hey, I watch a lot of murder shows. In fact, when this podcast is over with, when I get home, I'm gonna watch a murder show when I get home because it's Tuesday, and I watch a lot of these murder shows where when somebody will kill, like especially with spouses, when they kill each other, sometimes they'll do like.
They'll talk for them, right?
They'll get on Facebook or social media and pretend like, hey, they're still alive, but they've been dead for for whatever how long.
That's real psychotic shit, man.
Hell yeah. Also, too, there was another thing that happened on August 12th. Said they got put over by the cops before the post went out.
Yeah.
They got put over by cops.
So what the cops do?
Basically, cops want to pull him over, and then she wants to explain to him the caller said that he an eyewitness saw them get into an argument. Gabby and fucking Brian get into an argument, and then that's when an eyewitness saw it, and they called the police. Like, hey, like this dude's kicking the shit out of her. Come over and help her out. Cops show up.
Like Brian was beating her up?
Yeah, supposedly, allegedly, because the eyewitness saw it. Cops showed up. And this happened actually in Utah, Moab, Utah. I guess it might, if I'm not mistaken, I think they might have been at a hotel or leaving a hotel. But someone called the cops. And actually, there's like the police body cam footage. Like, the cop shows up, and he's got a body cam on. He's talking to her. She's crying. She's upset. And then the police report says that Petito hit Laundry, but no arrests were made. The couple were separated for the night. Because then the cops was like, hey, like, you guys need to go your own separate ways. Because usually if you're a cop, you show up a situation of domestic violence, you got to separate the motherfuckers. If there's a kid in a situation, get them away. Everybody needs to be separated because it's very toxic. It's a horrible, unpredictable situation.
Yeah, here's one thing that I heard about, like, with both of them. Like, they both had some kind of mental issue. Mm-hmm. Like, I think they were saying Gabby had she was more... her depression was more deeper than his, but they both had like mental issues. Damn. So they both were on like a medication. This is just what I heard. I don't know if you guys heard the same shit, but I heard they're under some type of like a mental issue, and one was stronger than the other. And here's the rule. Rule number 1: you cannot have two people in a relationship where they both have mental problems. That would never work. That leads to number 1 would be it leads to somebody dying or
somebody.
Because like, come on, two people that has their head is not on straight.
It's bad chemistry, man. That's a bad mix.
Bad news bears. If you see like one of your friends or whatever, and they both have mental issues, like, but they're like together, and you both see them having crazy problems, like, you might want to talk to one of them.
Because
that's dangerous for everybody.
Two people with problems on a mental level. It's a bomb waiting to explode. It's
if it's just one, cool, you can deal with that. It needs to be one really strong person in that relationship to know how to deal with that type of situation.
Oh yeah, like, not even on a mental level. If you what? If you not even like so much as like a mental issue too, but so much as where if you get somebody who you with that you love, but they always keep dragging you like down to their level to where you want to fucking hit them, or they get that. It's always turned into an argument. If you feel like you're fighting too much, go. It's not worth it. Let it go. And that was my thing. What I learned about with their relationship too, right? There were two people who clearly were probably toxic to each other, and they kept trying to make it work. It seemed like, and I feel like. They were, from my understanding, and especially, like I said, we talked about this last week on the podcast, people who are, like, to me, I see this shit all the time. People on social media try to fake the fucking game of, like, this shit is perfect.
You use the F word too much.
I don't care.
You never use the F word like that.
Because I am, like, a staunch believer of this.
You can use different words like fake the funk.
Fake the funk?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I noticed is, like, there was a time, well, still to this day, sometimes in relationships, people who have kids, not saying everybody, but there's that small percentage of people who have kids because they think a child's going to save their relationship.
Right. That's wrong.
That's wrong.
That's very wrong.
I feel like social media is not on that same level, but it's like the subculture of that because it's a cheaper way of doing it. But if you can show the world like, hey, things are fine, then if we can get everybody to think everything's fine, then maybe we can be fine too. No, that shit. If you gotta push it to the public that everything is okay between you and your wife or whoever your significant other, then there's a problem. Why you got to push so hard to convince other people and yourself that things are cool? And I feel like
posting like the perfect life,
yes,
right?
And I feel like that's what there was going on with this shit a lot of.
That's what it seemed like.
Post up a lot of shit and everything's cool, but it's like, yeah, just because you tell everybody doesn't make it cool, and like the almost just of having a baby is not going to fix things. Like it's a deeper level to this shit where the shit might not work.
You never see the bad side of any relationship in social media.
No, I've seen it, but it's a very small percentage. But I've seen people fucking blow up on each other on.
Yeah, you do see it a little bit, like just a smidget. But usually, relationships, when you're in a relationship and it's toxic, who's gonna post that? No one's gonna post that shit. So you never see the bad side. That's why, like, don't look at everything face value. I always say that. Like, yeah, it looks cool, like, out on the outside, but you don't know what's going on the inside, you know?
Yeah.
Unless you really know the people in real life. That's why you should never judge a book by the cover, especially on social media.
When I see
Good
social
or
media,
bad, you'd be like, I just don't know.
when I see social media, and
Sesame
I see people flexing with their relationships way too much, my brain thinks a divorce is coming or something bad's about to happen. And sure as shit, I'm not saying I be wishing it, but I be noticing, man. People be trying a little too hard to, like, who are you trying to convince, me or yourself at this point? And I feel like that's what their relationship was. And this trip was like the last fucking ditch effort to save their shit. Like, I feel like
They're so young, though. That's the thing.
22. Well, she was 22. He was, what, 23 or some
Yeah,
shit?
that's like the age. That's like the ride or die age.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
That's
the age where, like, if you're in love at that age, man, you go to the edge of the universe. You're gonna sell all those drugs. You're gonna kill everybody. Because like at that stage, your brain is still developing.
Was 25 supposed to be the
you're
cutoff?
still not mature.
Yeah.
I would say like 28 after your brain would mature more to where you can realize the bullshit.
Fuck that. I say 30. I didn't get my shit together.
Okay, let's say 30.
I didn't get my shit together to 29. I was like, oh my God, I'm turning 30 next year. What am I doing?
Mm-hmm. In the chat that says, shit, toxic people stay single if they can't be together.
No.
If you're toxic, you shouldn't even be in a relationship. Period. Like, that's one thing. Like, if you're toxic, like, let's say in your past relationship, you should not be in a relationship, and you should start focusing on what you can do yourself to improve yourself as a human being, to make
try growth or some shit.
Yeah, grow and then learn to love yourself. Because, like, dude, like, if you think yourself is shit, right, and then you try to get into a relationship and you're already shit, it's just going to be more shit.
Just spreading more shit. Then you're going to turn this person who was probably decent at one point, now they're a piece of shit because you were a piece of shit.
Yeah, because they're going to feed off.
And they're going to take that shit to another person and be a piece of shit.
See, one thing about relationships, like, once you get into a relationship, right, you can tell who's been in a long relationship. It's when you look at the couple, it's going to sound funny. But if you look at the couple, they almost look like they're in the same family.
Oh, like how they dress and act with each other.
Yeah, how they dress,
they
how
adopt
they talk.
each other's shit. Yes,
they start adopting each other's characters, and then they become like, you can look at them in public, be like, yeah, they've been together at least 10 years because they almost look the same. You know?
Is that?
You can tell like a new relationship too. Like, you look at the new relationship, and then you look at the female and the male, they're like, damn, they're like completely different characters and shit. But also, you can tell like it's like either a new friendship or a new relationship.
Oh, I've also noticed too. I've noticed this too. If it's like a new relationship or whatever, they're like overly happy, like, hey, pumpkin, or some shit. Not so much like how TV does it, but you can tell like they're happy.
I like that.
Like when you're in a relationship, this is like
See me like I'm old now, so I would.
You're not old, man.
I would do that shit purposely now, you know?
Because it's funny, yeah.
Yeah, because I understand, you know?
I'm the same way.
I would do that shit purposely because I never... the old me would be like, oh, you're too cool to do stuff like that, whatever. But now I don't...
Well, I'm not a really PDA type of...
I'm not
that type of guy.
Yeah.
And when...
I'd be like, get off me.
Usually I'm with somebody, I'm trying to form a, hey, we can be really sweet and love each other, but at the same time, we can talk shit to each other back and forth. We can trade blows.
Of course.
Like,
This is normal, you know?
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. But this shit, I feel like they was trying to save a relationship that was doomed probably from the beginning.
You think like they were just... they had to pretend like their shit, everything is going good?
Well, I think old girl Gabby was. I think she was trying to pretend to the world... Or trying to prove to the world, because I'm almost certain that she probably told somebody, hey, Brian's like this, Brian's like that, or maybe Brian went back and told his family, hey, she's like this, she's like that. Family probably been telling them, hey, y'all should just break up. No, I don't want to. And then, so I got to prove to everybody who thinks that this shit's wrong that things are happy right now. We're going on this trip, and things are okay. And instead of putting so much effort in trying to prove to everybody else that shit's okay, she should have got the fuck up out of there, or he should have got the fuck up out of there. Because it sounds like it was just a toxic relationship to begin with. So stop trying so hard to fight and save something. That if you got to go that far to travel the country and go to these locations, take pictures, and put it on social media so everybody can perceive the reality that you want them to see, there's a fucking problem right there, right off the bat. That's my opinion. I'm probably wrong.
No,
as shit,
I don't.
but
I don't think that was like the get go from what they were doing from the beginning. I don't think it was like that toxic from how they were starting it. Like the story with them is like they both were like adventurous and stuff. So they both had the same mindset. Hey, we're gonna do this van life stuff, and we're gonna do it, and they're all lovey-dovey and stuff. I think something happened within that trip because it was all normal, everything. But I think something happened like within the middle of their adventure to where everything went. Yeah. It took a whole different turn.
Well, and that's where it was like on August 12th, the disorderly conduct stop where I went to stop at the hotel, going at it or whatever, fuck ever.
Right.
And then
it's maybe they had their first like really miscommunication for the first time.
You think it's the first time?
Maybe because I mean, come on, like you're gonna, let's say me and you are about to do this. Like we have to be really solid before we go on a road trip, and we're gonna be like, hey, I'm not just gonna go on a road trip just to, you know, show social media, like, oh, we're okay and shit, you know? Like, we have to be really cool for me to be like, okay, we're going to do like a cross-country road trip.
See, I don't know.
I think with them, something happened in the middle.
Something went wrong.
Where, like, let's say, I was thinking about this, like, let's say, like, towards the middle of the trip, they're in Kansas or whatever, that he found out that she had, like, an affair on him. Because this was one of the theories that came up. And then let's say he never hit, because he's young. They're both young, right? Yeah. Let's say this is the first time he experienced like, oh shit. I got cheated on. So his just fucking, like everything is all red. And he's like, fuck it. Like I'm ready to fucking die on this sword and I'm gonna do something to her, you know?
This motherfucker.
Because look, you're that young. You never felt those feelings before. You don't know how to control it. All you're feeling is rage, and because they did found her body in Wyoming.
Yes.
And what you said, like the autopsy shows that she's been strangled.
Well, I think she might have been strangled or something. But here's the crazy thing. So this is when the internet comes in, right? So the story starts going viral, right? This whole thing, girls missing, America loses its fucking mind, right? And the whole America slams the brakes on everything. It's like, you know, stop, Gabby, and that shit was all news. Like, I actually forgot about COVID for like 5 minutes because Gabby shit, because that shit was all over the place. And so with that being said, when the story started coming out, people who were in the area at that time, they started getting on TikTok, and they was like doing TikTok videos, and they were like eyewitnesses of who saw him when he was in that town. Like they saw him being with Gabby at one point, and then him being by himself.
Yeah.
And I remember at one point in one of the stories I heard, the lady who was doing like a TikTok video, she had said that when we saw Brian, he was staying on the side of the road, and he looked like he was hitchhiking. We let him into our vehicle, give him a ride, and he basically winds up saying, on his trip. Sorry, once he got to the van, from my understanding, is that he wound up telling the people, "Hey, I was hiking, whatever. I'm just tired. I need a ride." And so the lady who was doing the TikTok video explains to the listeners that he didn't look like he was dressed to go hiking. Like it looked like he was dressed, I guess, like in a way where you were like, he was still clean, he wasn't sweaty, none of the signs of like he was been traveling on foot for a while. But so after they gave him a ride and they took him wherever the hell they went to, the spot where they picked him up at, if I'm not mistaken, just 1,000 feet away, her body was right over there. And that's when he eventually got his way back to Florida.
Wyoming,
From all the way out there, he got to his van, took his shit all the way back to Florida, got to his family. I think his family knows some shit. And then look, I think it was like a week past before the cops even came for him. And then by the time cops went to Florida,
yeah, because that's where they found the van in Florida.
They tracked the van back to Florida. He's missing.
But what's crazy about this whole shit, the people that reported her missing were her parents. It wasn't even him.
Yeah, he didn't say shit.
The dude was like, I did some shit.
Gabby who? Like,
yeah, like, come on.
What?
You made it so obvious. Like, come on. You go home, you lawyer it up, and then you're not going to tell anything about, hey, we know you guys went on a fucking road trip. Where the fuck is our daughter? talk to my lawyer. Come on. How you not be guilty?
Well, here's the thing, too. I started thinking that the family may have knew about the murder, or he told the family something, because last week or the week before, it might have been last week, that family had scheduled a press, like Brian's family, scheduled a press conference with their lawyer. Like, they was like, hey, we don't have our lawyer with us. We're going to speak to the press. Like, we need to try to help clear our son's name. Our son's missing. We knew he... But by the time the press came to the house, the son, he already been gone for a fucking week. So they're like, we're going to have the lawyer. We're going to, like, our family's going to speak on behalf of our son to the press. And then they canceled it at the very last minute. So they didn't do a press conference, which leads me to believe that he probably told them every damn thing of what happened and that he killed her, and that family was going to, like, try to defend it, but the lawyer at the last second, because lawyers get paid good money to do this shit, was like, guys, this is a horrible idea. Don't say shit, because if you say something, it's gonna be used against you.
Don't say nothing.
You're gonna be an accomplice. You can be you. People probably think he might help bury the body. Like, don't do it. Just stay quiet. That's the best thing you can do.
Just be quiet. You already know your son fucked up. Be quiet.
Just be quiet, and when they find his body, they'll find it or wherever the hell he at, and then when it gets to court, you will explain your side of things. But that's how much I watch murder shows. I watch a lot of murder shows. That's how they operate.
Like, so after like all that, they only posted one video on YouTube. They have this YouTube page. It's called Nomadic Static, spelled with a K. And they only post like one video. And who knows? They would have been famous for that.
Did you watch the video?
No, I didn't.
Damn, I want to see the views for it now.
It's probably millions.
Billions.
Yeah, anything popular like that, you know? But, okay, so the mom said that on August 30th, it was the last time she got a text from Gabby. And the mom was saying, like, she's not sure if that was Gabby or not, you know? Because she's like, the text was weird. Because that was the last text they got. And then, you know, she never got anything else. And then Brian returns home to Florida. He didn't say anything about, you know, Gabby being missing. And then he lured up, like we said.
Yeah.
The van was found in Florida. People went to get the van to speak with Brian. Like, the officers came there. They were looking for Brian to talk to him. Brian, nowhere to be found. Here's one thing funny about, like, this whole story. You know how, like, when something gets really popular, a lot of weird stuff comes after that, like with the internet and social media and stuff. So this internet sidekick, right, comes out of nowhere. This is a funny story.
Oh, I kind of heard more or less about this, yeah.
Yeah, so the internet sidekick, he was like, yeah, I have visions and everything. I have dreams. I can see stuff. And, you know, I saw something about this particular case. So this sidekick is an online sidekick. He claims, like, he can see all this shit that goes down with people, right? So he would wake up from, like, dreams and start writing shit down. So this guy woke up from a dream, right? He started writing these coordinates down, like 7, 5, 6, 6, 7, 9, negative 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So he writes down these coordinates, right? And then if you take these coordinates down, right, you type it in Google Map. Yeah. Guess where these coordinates lead you to?
Atlantis.
No. It leads you to the fucking where they do Burning Man at in Nevada. So if you guys don't know what Burning Man is, it's like this crazy festival they do every year in Nevada. Burning Man.
It's the new Woodstock.
Basically. Yeah, it's like the new Woodstock, but fucking crazy, chaotic, everything. Like, you can possibly die there because it's so hot.
Boobies everywhere.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
It's wild. It's crazy.
I heard it's hot as fuck out there.
Where you learn about yourself. Like, it's where you really learn about yourself. It's wild. But yeah, so the location the sidekick got, right, with these random numbers. Yeah. It actually was the location of the Burning Man place. And then he said that, like, she was in some place near, what's that place? He also said that, he's hiding, like, her other phone because she's having, like, an affair. He wrote this all on the paper. Like, you know how you wake up in a movie, like, scribbling.
You drawing the picture with charcoal. It's usually like a black crayon.
Longitude, latitude, Burning Man plays. And then he wrote down, like, she's having an affair. She's hiding, like, her second phone. She's having an affair and stuff. And then he wrote, like, some other shit, like her body was found in some place that was, like, located, like, maybe 200 miles from, like, the Burning Man location. But this dude's, like, completely wrong.
Not even fucking close.
Because later, like, they did found her body later, and her body was found in, like, Wyoming.
Yeah, like Burning Man. Where's Burning Man? I forgot. We did an episode of Burning Man. I forgot.
Nevada.
There you go. It's Nevada. Yeah, not even close.
Stu says if he's alive, he's gonna sleep himself. To be honest, I think this dude already killed himself.
I don't
in a
think so.
location in a location it's so hard to find his body.
I don't think so. I think he's in Canada. I think he's trying to run.
That's just the word on the street. But I think like it's so much guilt on him. Like if he did it for sure, I think he already outed himself. Like it's done.
Yeah, because I
can't even feel the energy no more. You know, like usually I can feel this stuff. You know, because I'm a psychic internet. Because I'm an internet psychic. I'm getting a gut feeling, right? Put this on Reddit. I'm getting gut feeling that this guy is out.
I mean,
what's today's date? What's today's date?
28th, I think. 28th, 29th.
Okay, as of September 28th, this dude Brian, he already killed himself.
Honestly, this
clip that, please.
No, I think honestly,
clip that.
I think he did already off himself, but I'm going on the rarity. I'm going against the house on this one. I think he's still alive. If I saw the picture of what he looked like on the camera when he went out there.
Yeah,
it looks just just like him.
Alive?
It looked just like him in Canada. He's out there, man.
Possibly. Like, we can make bets.
I would assume that he might be. I don't know what the fuck is because he's kind of mysterious. Nobody know really shit about him other than Publix. He like to travel, do outside shit.
Crazy thing is he looks so normal. Like
I don't know, man. He looked like a fucking skinhead to me, but I don't know. To everybody's eyes, it's different. Like, as a black man, I noticed he had a beard.
If I was a criminal, I would look like a bad guy. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, average bad guy."
No, he look like he's fucking crazy to me. He don't look normal to me.
He look normal to me. Normal dude.
But no, so with the whole Canada, I think he's still in Canada. I think he's in Canada, and I think it. I'm going on this bet, guys. Was it 28th?
What is it? What is it?
Today's the 28th.
Yeah.
I think his parents helped him get out of the country.
For sure. I'm pretty sure.
That's what I'm going on. That's what I'm going on. He's still alive. His parents helped. They got him out the country. The parents know more than anybody else about a lot of shit. Because I think she was living down there in Florida with him, right?
Yeah.
From my understanding, from the very beginning of the story, from what I heard early on when this first happened, they were living with each other in the same house as the family. They weren't with each other and nobody else. They was living with Brian's family in the same house. So ain't no, like, who knows what the fuck happened in that house. You got something?
Yeah, one thing.
Okay, let's go.
It's from the chat.
No, I don't hear.
Stu says, getting into Canada now with COVID. He says, I don't know, man. It is tough.
Fuck, yeah, I did say
exactly.
that earlier. Because since COVID happened...
That just puts a monkey wrench in your theory.
Which I did mention that earlier that I was kind of iffy on it, that with the lockdown, because Canada is locked the fuck down with COVID. They're not letting anybody in.
In the chat that says, Canada won't let us in.
Yeah, see?
They won't let us in. Like, to me, I trust the chat. Like
I know. I already acknowledged the fact with COVID
you guys
earlier.
can say OJ is innocent. I believe you.
If he didn't do it, he knows somebody who did it. But that's a whole other thing. I'm not going to get on that. That's
OJ did it.
That's another episode, man. No.
Beep.
No.
In the chat that says, I have a friend in Canada, and I've asked him if they let us in yet.
New Jersey chat. What do you say?
Yeah, Canada is really it's one of those. It's so strict. It's like it's so hard to get in. Like they would eyeball you, like when you're trying to get through, like
Canada's mad strict. Get in there.
Yeah, if you're trying to get through customs and stuff, they fucking
strict.
check everything. Even if you're a celebrity, like they look at you sideways, like, what are you doing here? Like, I'm here for a show. Like, what show?
They're so strict.
And then they'll even fucking look you up on social media and shit.
They're so strict that where I think if you have a DUI, they won't allow you citizenship.
Yeah, they really
over there.
don't.
They're fucking strict. America a little laxy-daisy in who they let through, but Canada's like, nope.
Canada's like, we have to fucking vet everybody to like the fucking social media deep and then look up their social security number. Stu says OJ did it.
No. He said OJ's son did it. That was always my theory.
Oh, OJ's son did it.
OJ at the time had a son, right? That was always my.
This is always his son name. Courtney.
I forget his name.
No. What's her name?
Oh, OJ's son.
OJ's daughter.
What?
She's a Kardashian.
What? Oh, Chloe.
Chloe.
Yeah, but no, that's
Chloe
that's
is OJ's daughter.
that was always my theory right there, but she got that.
Look at the nose.
She used to have that strong face, but she looked like Beyonce now.
She looks like a linebacker.
So she tall
Linebackers
shit.
are strong, right? I mean, I don't watch football, but it sounds strong.
But back to what I was trying to say. Was what Stu J is saying is that OJ's son did it. OJ's son was 21 at the time when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back then, Nicole Brown was infamous for sleeping around with a lot of people. Now, OJ's
Is she
son,
like a cheerleader? Like, what is...
some white lady. But she blonde. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck she was.
yeah.
I think she was like a waitress or some shit. Like
a
some
snow bunny on Hot Hooters.
something. I think she might have been like a waitress or some shit. But so OJ's son, who was 21, that's not her biological kid. That was kind of like her stepson or whatever. I always thought like all the OJ shit I watched, I thought that Nicole Brown was probably messing around with OJ's son. Because OJ was like 50 at the time. A lot of people don't realize OJ was like in his 50s at the time. Former football player. He wasn't no young cat back then. Ain't no way he won't run around and kill two people that fast. But his son, who's 21, who I think was probably messing around with Nicole Brown, hey, he probably got jealous. This, that, and the third. Because like Nicole Brown, a lot of times, she would sleep with men and leave the windows open on purpose. So when OJ would come home, OJ would see it. And OJ would get fucking pissed. But they would always do this with each other, cheat on each other, and try to piss each other off. And so I think she messed around with the son. Something happened where the son maybe got kind of caught feelings for or something. And then she started messing around with Ron Goldman. Boom, he killed OJ's son. He did it. And then OJ is covering up his son's murder. I didn't mean to get off all sidetracked on it, but that's my whole damn theory of OJ's son doing it. That's always been my theory.
Interesting. Stu says OJ took the hit for his son.
Yes, I'm telling you, he took the fall for it. He took the fall. And like, if anybody who loves the child, they would go through trial or maybe the death penalty for them. I truly do believe his son actually did the shit. That's just my theory.
And his son has small hands. That's why it didn't fit the glove. Because that's his kid.
He had no more hands. OJ's a football player.
He didn't have fucking professional football player hands. Like, his son had the regular ass normal guy hand.
But if you watch the video of OJ trying to put the glove on, that motherfucker could have pulled the glove on. He's just kind of like, man. He got one of them hand things going on.
He was trying to take the fall, but he didn't want to get locked up.
Yeah, he's trying to save himself and his son. Yeah. And it worked. Everybody got a happy
ending.
ending.
Where's the son now? Like, how is he doing? Is he
cool?
Has social media?
He probably got like
a following. Like,
another
can
blonde,
we check him out?
Probably got like another blonde hair wife and kids.
You think he'll hang out with us?
Sure.
Hey, you
fucking kill us.
Hey, you OJ's son, man. Hey.
He's like, you guys figured out me. Yeah, you guys figured out the mystery. Kill us on live.
And then like we get him drunk and shit. Then he just tells us everything.
Yeah, I killed that bitch.
Just like that one skit with Chappelle. Yeah, I step on his couch. Yeah.
What am I look like rubbing my boots in his couch? Yeah, I rub my feet in his couch. Like,
he just admitted to that shit in the same interview.
What am I look like rubbing my boots in his couch?
Why would I kill that woman? Yeah, I killed that girl. Yeah. Stu says OJ did those hand exercises while he was locked up. He had that grip tool. We're gonna take a short little break, guys, and then we're gonna do
Synchronicity.
Synchronicity. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be right back. Hola, guys, what's going?
What?
Hola, guys, what's going on? We're back. English was a little messed up.
Yeah, that still sounded weird.
It's a little glitch, you know.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? That's how white people say that shit.
Hola.
Hola. They pronounce the H.
Okay.
The H is not silent.
All right.
All right, so ending the Gabby case. Mm-hmm. Gabby was found dead in Wyoming. Autopsy confirmed that it wasn't homicide. I don't know exactly how she died, but they found her body. And still, as of today, September 28th, Brian is still missing. Nobody can find him. There's like a manhunt going on. According to today, because I didn't check the news. I didn't hear nothing about him being found.
That still hasn't been found. Legendary reality show star Dog the Bounty Hunter has taken up the case as well.
Who is that guy anyway?
You don't know who? What? For real?
What?
You don't know who Dog the Bounty Hunter is?
Who is Dog the Bounty Hunter?
This middle-aged white dude. Well, he older now, but he was this white guy who became a bounty hunter and he used to have this reality show.
You're saying wow in the chat. I mean, I don't know.
Yes, for real. Like I'm confused. Dude, this dude was huge back in the 2000s, or was it?
Hey, I can say a name where you guys don't even know either.
Let's go.
So I can.
Let's go.
Right?
Okay. What about?
I'll let you guys know who Paul Stammet is, and then I'll be like, wow. Well, I just don't know the guy. I just.
Okay.
Yeah, like, come on, guys.
Okay,
like, we don't all watch the same shit. I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
I'm just reading the chat right now.
I cannot keep up with everything.
Okay,
I don't know. You guys don't even know 90% of the people that I know. So, and I don't blame you guys. I wouldn't say, hey, why you don't know this guy?
Okay,
like,
we're not gonna attack you.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, man. I'm not in the loop.
Stu Jersey says he knows, so you got somebody in there.
Yeah, he knows. Stu is cool.
All right, so.
I'm not in the loop. Sorry, guys.
But with so with Dog the Bounty Hunter, he was a guy who had a reality show back in the days, I guess the 2000s, where reality shows were like blowing the fuck up. And I think his show was on A&E, I think it was. But all he was this guy in Hawaii with a fucking mullet, and him and his family had like this.
So this is like a reality show.
It's a reality show.
So what was he doing in the show?
Him and his family had this business, and they were bounty hunters. And he had a wife.
Is it real? Is it real bounty hunters?
It seemed like it was scripted, but I mean, they're officially bounty hunters. It just
it's really popular. That's what a lot of people know.
Big as shit at one time. It was
really
fucking huge.
What the fuck was that?
And in all honesty, I may have only seen maybe one episode, but I do remember that show was fucking massive. He was a bounty hunter in Hawaii. That was like the base of operations. So he ride around Hawaii, put people in cuffs. He used to have like this big ass like a mace gun, but like the canister was like fucking the size of a basketball. But it was like shoot like a stream of mace out. Like
wow,
that was like his.
He's really attacking these guys.
Yeah, and he was collecting bounties and shit.
That sounds so like
Batman.
Yeah, like come on,
He's like Batman.
Okay, I'm a bounty hunter. I'm gonna really do this.
No, but he's a trash racist who thinks he's Batman. He was irrelevant for a little bit. I remember he had a wife for like huge boobies, but she was like mushed down like.
So this guy was like a big deal. Like a lot of people really do know about this guy.
Yeah, he's like, forgive me for saying this. I would consider him a pop culture icon because that show was that damn big.
What?
Like this
what did I sleep in the whole time?
Maybe he was going through a journey at one point, but this was like TV. This was like stupid ass reality TV at its finest. And
there was like a big gap where I didn't watch TV for. Even till now, maybe over a 15-year gap. Maybe that's why I missed out.
He may have fallen to that gap then. Yeah. He's Stu Jersey says in chat. Stu Jersey says in chat. His wife died. I think. Yeah, she died like a couple years ago. Then Dog or Dwayne some shit, whatever his last name is, but Dog the Bounty Hunter, he just got remarried like fucking recently again. Or he's dating some girl. And look, I don't even like this guy, but somehow I'm always like on the news.
I never see him on the news.
Maybe I'm a fan. I don't know. I know too much shit about this guy.
How does he look again? How does he look?
He's got like Oakley glasses on, like the racist Oakley glasses, and then he's got like slick back, like a mullet, like long slick back hair, like mullet.
And it's always on the news.
No, he had a reality show that blew up back in the 2000s, and then he was gone for a minute. The last time I heard him in the news before this thing with Gabby was his wife passed away, and then he came back in the news again recently because of the whole Gabby thing, and now he's like, it's time for me to put my bootstraps on. Let me find this motherfucker Brian. And so he's going around. So he's trying to find.
Okay, hold on. So since he's like a bounty hunter,
yes, he's trying to get
bounty hunter. So he tried to get back in the spotlight and try to find Gabby's fiance.
And more than likely, this is all for publicity.
So was it scripted like as in a TV show type, or was it all done like live online stuff?
So I saw a video earlier where he was knocking on the door. It might have been Brian's house. He's knocking on a door, trying to get inside, and eventually he walks away because nobody answered the door. He's like Dog the Bounty Hunter. He's walking down steps, and you see like all these cameras at the bottom of the steps, like just all these cameras around. And the first thing I thought of, holy fuck, does the press really follow him that much? But then I realized he's probably trying to make a comeback with another reality show, and this might be his foot back in the door. And then all them camera people, since they made all that money, they're trying to bring back a show via like, Gabby Petito's missing. Here's Dog the Bounty Hunter.
So like, was his show like falling off or something? And this was like his comeback.
It just kind of fell off
moment.
with like reality TV. I don't even know if reality TV is holding up as good as it used to, but I think just over time, at the rise of things like of YouTube with pranksters and all this other stuff and all that, like reality TV kind of like it to me took a dip at the rise of things like YouTube and other content you can watch because I don't see reality TV. I don't get other than like the Housewives of who the fuck ever,
Atlanta.
or Hollywood or whoever. Other than that, I don't see reality TV being. It's not as prevalent as it used to be. And I think YouTube or the internet kind of just
Because it's all scripted.
yeah, and then also people kind of woke up to the bullshit. So, but I think he's trying to make his comeback with this Gabby thing. Mark my words, this motherfucker's gonna return.
I guess maybe I'll watch him and I'll be like, oh, okay, I understand.
This is it. This is it.
I was like, this is what you guys are watching?
Melissa says he is old. Yes, he is. He's gotta be. Yeah. Sujay says he's gotta be 60. He's gotta be in his 60s because he looks like a graham cracker with fucking
This guy.
him. Yeah, huh? With his short wife with the big boobs. Yeah.
I know that face,
See,
but I
it's
don't
him.
know him.
Yeah, that's Dog the Bounty
So
Hunter.
that's the dude.
That's the guy.
That's the bounty hunter
That's
guy.
him. That's him.
He looks like a wrestler.
Dude, he's
He looks like fucking Jericho's dad or something. That's Chris Jericho's dad, man.
he looks like
Man, does he walk around with wrestling boots?
he looks like Ric Flair but drunk.
No.
More
Ric Flair,
drunk.
Ric Flair looks like death. Ric Flair looks like he's supposed to die like 10 years
10 years
ago.
ago? Yeah. Yeah, he's overdue. R.I.P. to that legend.
All right, guys. Next topic. Synchronicity. You know what synchronicity is? Like on top of your head.
I feel like we talked about this before.
We dabbled in and out.
Okay. But
Yeah.
I can't remember though.
So no, right?
No.
Okay.
No. My answer's no. I didn't want to admit it, but no, my answer's no. I don't know.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. All right. So synchronicity is a phenomenon in which people interpret two separate and seemingly unrelated experiences as being meaningful and intertwined, even though there is no evidence that one led to the other, or that the two events are linked into any other casual way. It's like something that happened where it just wouldn't be like it's so hard to explain. Fuck, I sound like shit right now. But
All right, synchronicity.
two events that happen. Okay, let's say for example, right? You have a dream. You have a dream of a girl.
Okay.
Like let's say a girl that you like, right? And you never spoke to her ever. Like you only seen her like at your school or whatever. You seen her at school, but
Okay.
you never met her. But then you had this dream about her, and it was so profound. Like you guys were hanging out and shit. And then next thing you know, the next day at school, you guys end up talking.
Okay.
And like, holy shit! Like, is this all synchronized like with your dream? Like, did it all?
Did you will it to
Did it all,
existence or
did it all happen like purposely?
also like did you predict it in
Not
your
like
dream?
not like the manifesting shit. It's different.
Okay.
Synchronicity is a little different.
All right.
It's almost like you're adding like the pieces of a puzzle and you're putting the puzzles together.
Okay.
Like let's say like let me give an extreme example. Let's say your grandma died at fucking 9/20, right?
Okay.
And then on 9/20, like September 20th, something crazy happened to your life where it changed your life completely. Like let's say you won the lottery on the same day that your grandma died.
Okay.
And then you look at those two events and you look at the numbers like, okay, these numbers are similar. Like, does it have any type of synchronicity?
Correlation. Or
Yeah,
how do y'all
does it have
connect
anything to do with like each other? So you start thinking it on like that.
So kind of like the movie. What am I thinking of? God, I only seen this movie one time, but a long time ago. Like 23, in a weird way, like with like Jim Carrey with the. He saw the number 23 everywhere type shit. It was all connected to something.
Yeah, Jim. I forgot the name of the movie
I
that
think
Jim Carrey was
I think
in.
This is 23.
It was it might have been 23. Yeah,
It was like a number movie,
He
but
was
he
in-
kept seeing it everywhere. Like,
yeah.
oh fuck.
23. There's actually another movie where it's called like 11/11.
I remember that. What the fuck?
Because people were going through like a phenomenon where everybody was seeing 11/11 everywhere.
Yeah.
On the receipts, on their gas station receipts, on their paychecks.
What is the universe trying to tell me?
Yeah. Okay, so the concept of synchronicity was developed by a psychiatrist named Carl Jung. You know who Carl Jung is, right?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember.
So in the early 1990s, like he was the first one that started looking at these experiences as something that's more meaningful than something more than a coincidence. He was like, hey, like this shit, it cannot be a coincidence. Like I think these things, like everything that happened in the universe is happening because of some type of crazy universal calculation where everything is mathematically put in order, like where things are happening. It's supposed to happen. Like everything is synchronized, you know? Like let's say like somebody had something crazy happen. They lived like 20 states away and shit, right? Something happened and it happened at a certain time, and then that certain time it happened, like something happened to you to where it actually synchronized with that same person that you were connected with. And something weird happened, and then you both had this crazy experience, and you're like, okay, what are the odds of that? Like you start thinking, like, what is it all connected? And if everybody is connected like that, then you start to think like, okay, the universe might be running on some type of universal like clock to where we actually can't really control. Like let's say like we still have like freedom of choice, right? They're saying, okay, like you have like your own faith and stuff, but let's say like you still have the freedom to change your faith. Like would that change the outcome of like your end life? Like would that change like your future? Like let's say you have it's like your faith, or do you like does it mean like let's say like you could do like whatever you want in your life, right? But you'll still end up in the same place.
Yeah, no matter what choice you make.
No matter what choice you make.
It's either going to change or it's going to be, or you're still destined for a specific
You're still destined
thing.
for like that end game, the same shit. No matter what the hell you do.
Oh my God.
But they're saying you have freedom of choice.
But is it really freedom if that's how it's always going to be, no matter what? Like is it really freedom of choice if your choices still end up being the same way, no matter how it's going to be?
Okay, like I started to think about it, right? Like let's say like you do have the freedom of choice, right? But the end is still the game. But you can play the game however you want to stretch the game out.
Yeah, make it
like
longer.
Let's say to make the game longer, but you're still playing the same game because at the end you're gonna be at the same place.
Yeah, no matter what.
No matter what. Like let's say like you dodge some shit where let's say you're supposed to die in your 20s, you didn't die, you dodged it because you have freedom of choice. You end up going to a different path. A path where you have like a better life, right? You have that better life, and then boom, and then you die. You still die at the same spot. The same shit's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Or like let's say you didn't pick that path, right? You have a bad life, you struggle, and then you fucking end up working all these dead end jobs and shit, and then you go through more of a struggle, but you still end at that end path, but it's earlier. But you still have that same. Like, the end is always the same, but you still can choose the path of how you want to live your life.
No, that's still a sense of control then to me.
Yeah.
If the ending doesn't change, it's like, what's the point of making choices if the ends are still the same? Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like you still die.
You still donezo. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. And to me, I feel like your life is living on the railroad tracks, and at the end of the day, all the tracks are eventually going to combine to one specific point where the shit ends because the choices don't even matter.
Here's like another. Go ahead.
I always, because I question reality on every level. Sometimes, there's times where I think too, where life, and this is like the most. To me, I think this mindset is probably one of the most. It's the scariest mindsets to kind of put yourself into. If you think about how everything in this universe, how it is, and everything like with the solar system, the planets, how Earth exists with a specific spot, how everybody's lives on this planet and how it is, how we live our lives, the choices that we make, and everything it is. It's one of the thoughts I actually came across one time was that, what if this shit is just random as fuck? It's just complete chaos. There's really no end. Like there's really no choices or anything. Like everything is kind of like this, and the ending can be different, but at the same time, it's just randomness. Like our existence is almost like. Sometimes I think that within the universe as a whole, with us being as humans on this planet, that we may just be an anomaly. That's why there's no life out there. That's why there's no, like we just maybe either be the first or the last. But no matter how it is, when it's all said and done, We are just like an anomaly in the universe. In a dead universe, we are just got lucky that we just happen to exist and have everything happen to us, even this podcast.
But we don't know where we're
and it's just the unknown. Like we just don't fucking know, and we're just on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Like we don't know how this ride's gonna end.
There was like some times like in my life where I think about like, okay, we could be like the only one in this universe and stuff. Like I was always saying like, okay, scientists, if you guys know so much, like show me, prove to me like there's more. There's really more out there, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't really believe it until like I actually saw it for myself, and I know I'm gonna sound like a dead record and shit. I say the same shit over. But the reason why I know there's more behind the scenes is because I saw it with my own eyes. Here's what I saw in one vision trip. Maybe I never talked about this before, but in one trip that I saw when I was taking psychedelics, I saw like where it actually touched me, like how there's so many people behind the scenes. Like let's say somebody in like a fifth dimension behind the scenes. I saw them. It's almost like they're working at an Amazon warehouse. They're behind the scenes making sure that everybody has the connection to the same connection, like to the people that they're supposed to be connected to.
Yeah.
And they're out there struggling, making sure like, oh, like let's say like you don't have a connection with your father or your mother, right? There's people in the background trying to make you guys connected, like trying to make you realize, hey, you need to fucking go to your dad or your mom or whoever, right? Because we're trying to keep this connection with you guys because they feel like the connection was separating. I can see it too. I can fucking see the cable line going between like a daughter and her mother, how they had like some separation, and the people in the background, like, you know, like let's say they're angel, they're in the background fucking trying to scramble to make this fucking connection connected. They're not trying to lose that connection with like the mother and the grandmother.
Okay.
And shit. And they're trying to, I see people in the background, like, and it's not like, when I look at it, it's like there's it looks like a big honeycomb of like workers in the background, just keeping these connections connected.
Like operators or some shit. Like,
yeah, it's like they're working. It's like
a phone company.
It's like they're working behind the scenes,
shit.
like trying to keep you connected. That's why, like, when you get like these weird things to where like you out of nowhere you think about somebody that you're supposed to be, you know, that you're supposed to call back, but you never call back and shit. But you get that one, like you'll walk, you'll just go through your daily life, and then out of nowhere you get the thought like, oh man, I should have just called like my grandma, or I should have just called like my cousin back or whatever, because that thought comes in your head. And when that thought comes in your head, those are the people in the background doing this fucking crazy. They're typing up that shit. They're trying to keep the connection. Like,
yeah, keep it
I
going.
saw in the background them trying to keep the connection with people you're supposed to be connected with. And when I saw that, I felt it. I was like, fuck, this is so profound and so deep. And I felt it, man.
It was like some
and I was like, damn, like that's how like people, they lose connections. Like they think about people and stuff, and then they start to lose like touch. Like they start to, you know, drift away and stuff.
But it's 'cause
and
the
then
workers
there's
are-
people in the background like, we're trying to keep this connected. And when I saw that, I was like, man, it was like, that's why I was like, man, if everybody would have like a psychedelic trip like that, where they see stuff like that, they're gonna be like, fuck, there's so much more than just to like this life. There's so much more beyond this life.
yeah.
And we're just living in this crazy life, and there's so much people behind the scenes trying to make everything happen, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I like,
at least on a mental level, or
yeah, that's why like I believe so much in like the signs. When you see signs and stuff, like look at that as like a sign, like why somebody in the spirit world trying to make you see something. So every time like I see a sign, I see like a certain number that reminds me of like somebody and stuff, every time I see the number, I was like, oh shit, they're trying to
communicate.
They're trying to tell me like, hey, pay attention. This is what we're trying to show you, and then you should fucking don't ignore it. You know, like when you start seeing signs and you feel like something weird is going on, don't ignore it, and just go with your gut, because they're telling you, they're working behind the scenes. And when I saw that,
Playing operator.
yeah, when I saw that, it looks like an Amazon warehouse. That's how crazy it looks, but it's very advanced, and it looks cool as shit. I was like, this is me. My eyes was like, holy shit. I was like, fuck.
Yo, on some real shit, that sounds like Loki with the TVA, the Time Variance Association. For anybody who hasn't seen Loki, there's this corporation called the Time Variance Association, the TVA. They watch everybody within the fucking universe, and they make sure they play their roles of their parts.
Right.
If you step out of line, out of your destiny,
Your timeline.
which is everybody's living in one loop. Like everybody's living in one completely straight timeline. As soon as you make a choice that goes out of that timeline, or what your preordained destiny that they want you to live out for, once you step out of that reality, then they show up and be like, hey, you need to stick to the script. And
Right. You gotta stay in your lane.
we got our operators, we running some things here. This is how your life is supposed to begin. This is how your life is supposed to be in. You're supposed to be an NPC in somebody else's world type shit.
Yeah, you're supposed to stay asleep.
Play your role.
You're supposed to stay asleep in that timeline. You're not supposed to really wake up.
You're not supposed to wake up. You're not supposed to become Neo. You're supposed to just be the background character. Why are you making choices?
You know what they're really saying?
What?
No, never mind. That might be too political, but
Man, you can't say that and not say nothing.
they don't want nobody to wake up, man.
No, man.
They're like, you guys want to fuck up the timeline? No.
When people start waking up,
they're like, hey, the big man upstairs says you guys need to be asleep.
You're not ready.
Mandate.
Actually, you
guys need to be asleep. You guys can't be fucking all.
It's like the last time you guys all woke up, we had to reset the timeline in 2012. So the world ended in 2012. We had to reset it because y'all woke up. So
that's crazy. The minute I take that shit, I bet you anything, this podcast will never be the same.
I have wondered about that with as far as like choices that we make and whatnot. For anybody that knows me and knows how much of a nerd I am, I'm a huge fan of like the multiverse and choices that we make. I would fuck a time machine. I don't want to go back to the Civil War because I'll be trash. I ain't trying to go to the future. I'd rather go to a world. I'd rather be able to travel to, if I made this choice, what my life would look like if I made these choices that may like either something that's maybe looking out for me to make the best choices for myself to grow or whatever. But I want to see a world where I made different choices off of like little things. For example, like when I was a kid, I was living in Baltimore, and me and my sisters, like my dad, like he was in the military. He gave us a choice. He was like, hey guys, I'm in the military. We got to move. I had to give me a choice to move. They give me two choices of places to move to. We either move to Georgia or we move to San Francisco. And my dad asked us this, and we chose Georgia.
Why?
So this is how much I watch TV. That was like maybe a 6, 7 at a time. I was like, I don't want to live where the earthquakes are at.
Oh.
And then my sister was like, I don't want to either. We were like, well, I don't know who made the idea first. I think my mom may have been like, I don't want to live near earthquakes. And knowing us, we were like, we don't want to either. And then my dad was like, well, Georgia it is. And then so we moved to Georgia. There's times when I think back of how my life would have been different if I moved to San Francisco instead. I would have known you. Podcasts wouldn't be happening. Like, I would like to see a world where the choice would have been so drastic based just off of that. Like, fuck going time travel. I want to see the choices that how my life is branched out. So drastic, man.
Because like, let's say like for example, like you did went out to San Francisco. Like your personality would be so different. Yeah.
I'm probably like, cuz.
No.
What, cuz? Like,
you might be gay. I don't know.
Hey, you know.
Yeah, you're in Frisco, man. Melissa says, have you guys read the book called 1984 by George Orwell?
No, I've heard of it.
I heard of it.
I did. Ooh.
George Orwell.
I'm trying to remember if they tried to make us read that shit in school at one point.
No.
I don't know, man. I might have failed that test too. My brain wasn't ready for that shit, but
my brain's not made for school, man. You can't try to teach me something I don't want to learn. It's so hard.
That's how I was in school, man.
Yeah.
But as far as George Orwell's 1984,
just teach me how to read. That's it. Just teach me how to read. Teach me grammar. I'm good.
Yeah.
Teach me the language. Just communicate, you know?
As far as George Orwell,
give me calculator.
I know. Is it?
Yeah.
Are you saying this because you're Asian or?
No.
Oh no!
I did not think about that.
Okay.
It's because I can't count.
Actually, no. I'm the bad guy then. I'm sorry. I went that route. I'm sorry. I took it that far.
Cancelled.
Yeah, that's it. Last
Cancelled.
episode. I thought that's where you was going with this.
What am I, a walking calculator? Because I'm Asian. I'm a walking calculator.
I misread the room. I'm sorry.
TI-85. Whatever. What's that calculator called? What?
Boobs.
Yeah,
That's why I learned boobs at.
Yeah, it's the fancy calculator, T76. I don't know.
Yeah, that's how I learned boobs, man. Somebody showed me in class one day. Oh my god, I can't even see. I got tears in my eyes.
Says people keep thinking about things he wrote about in that book that is happening now.
Oh my god, people was bringing that shit up left and right during like Trump's administration, like 1984.
Really?
Of just complete government control and the government got way too much damn power to me. But behold a pale horse.
Yeah, he knows about the book that you read.
Yes, my man Stu.
So
that's
like,
what I'm talking
Behold
about.
a Pale Horse. At one time, this book was like, if you bought it, you will be on the FBI list.
Yes,
That's how crazy this book was.
I bought this book when I first joined the military, so I probably got flagged for it, but I was also in Iraq at the time I ordered. This was back when like Amazon was still. I ordered on Amazon. This is back when Amazon was still books. Like this is before Amazon blew up to what it is now. They sold books. I bought it off of Amazon. That was actually the first thing I ever bought off of Amazon was Behold a Pale Horse. I bought it in 2007. Got mailed to me in Iraq, and I was like, because I just felt like when I was in Iraq, I felt this weird sensation of, man, I don't feel like we should be here, man, because these people seem kind of cool, and like this place is we could acting like assholes over here. Got Behold a Pale Horse. That was when, because before that, I dabbled in like Alex Jones bullshit a little bit, but Behold a Pale Horse was like,
you know what's crazy about Alex Jones? A lot of his shit came true, man. Like a lot of the shit that he was saying,
no,
like
not a lot.
a lot of shit that he was saying, it came in. What'd you call it?
Like what? Like he didn't predict nothing. That's fucking nuts. But no, he no. We ain't gonna get to this. We can do a podcast on Alex Jones later. But all I'm saying is,
look, if they go off their way to cancel you, like they don't give you no platform, you know you're doing something that they don't really like.
Or what
it's
if
not something that's dangerous. It's something that is dangerous to them.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree. Like it could be something you're saying too much shit that might be waking up people. I think it's either one extreme. You're either doing too good or you're doing too bad.
So you're saying like everything he said was completely wrong? Everything?
As time went on, when you start picking sides politically, Alex Jones became a fucking shill. He got paid out. I liked him back in the days when he was on like the Bohemian shit and
that's
whatever
all
the fuck ever. Like he was on that type of shit back then where he wasn't picking sides. He was just a guy trying to expose the upper echelon. And then when he started picking sides and like, I'm gonna ride with this political party, then that's when he sold out to me. But
to me, I don't pick no sides. I pick like what I think, like whatever they're saying. If it does sound true, it could be true. Even if the other side is saying shit that's true, like it could be true. I'd be like, okay, that might be something that you need to look into. I never take one side and I stick to that side.
Talking about politically?
Both sides is bad.
Talking about politically?
Politically.
I pick a side and it's neither one of them fucking it's neither one of the parties.
It's like both that shit is fucking, it's both trash. You can't win on either side.
I think one is way worse than the other, but I think both of them
What
are
side
good.
do you think?
Oh my god, I'm not even gonna get to this.
What side do you think? Let's go.
Anybody who knows me knows. Look, just hear me out, folks. What political side I think is the fucking worst out of between Democrat and Republicans? My personal opinion, I think the Republican Party is fucking horrible.
Like
I think the Republican Party represents the worst parts of America on every fucking level. It's a useless party. All they know how to do is culture war bullshit, and they don't really know how to fight policies.
What if I told you they're all on the same team though?
But I on a lot of shit though, I do feel like a lot of them do work on the same side. I feel like there's a lot of Democrats who, why the fuck are you Democrats when you keep siding with Republicans? I do feel that. But I feel like as far as people who are progressive, people who are trying to make things right, the Democrat Party, I got a lot of bullshit complaints about them as a fucking party itself. They're very weak and they don't want to fight for the right things. They try to work with the other party. Republican Party is like, fuck you. Guess what? We're going to raise taxes for the rich. And then Democrats kind of sign on to, like, the Republican Party, their existence to me is, they're fucking useless. They don't do shit for anybody. That's just my opinion. Sorry if you guys don't agree with me on it, but that's just me. I think the Democratic Party is trash too, but the Republican Party is extremely fucking awful on every single fucking level. And that's just from what I've been watching and how they've moved their entire existence. Some people may try to fight me on it and say, well, the Republican Party freed slaves back in the 1800s. But that's two different things. That's two different ideologies. Like whatever the ideology is of what the Republican Party was back then.
Why are there two parties though?
Honestly, I think it is.
Like think about it. Like
honestly, I think it is. The reason why there's two-party system is because they're trying to block out a third option. They're trying to block out independence. I think independents are being blocked. Technically, this is supposed to be a three-party system, but it's a two-party system in America. And America's crafted itself in a way to where you can never have a third party. And another party which I joined a couple years ago, because I'm no longer a Democrat, I'm an independent, because I don't like either party. Republicans are way worse. Democrats
but you still voted like the other side.
Yes, because on a lot of ways, I would rather vote Democrat than Republican. Republican Party is horrible on fucking every level. I can't, for all my political heads out there, that I don't know.
I don't feel your pain.
I don't say it's one of the things. It's like
I logged out from all that, so I don't know. I don't understand.
But you asked me, and whoever's listening, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I'm like this. If you watch the show called Politics, you would know what I'm talking about. It's a very I don't know. Let me go to chat right quick. I feel like I'm going on a fucking tangent.
Yeah, I feel like if you were to pick one side, then you don't really understand like how humanity is. Because come on, humanity is not supposed to be separated. You shouldn't separate humanity like within one views of one thing and then a views of another thing, and then you separate humanity. It's like, okay, you guys got to pick one side or the other side.
And I agree with you 1,000%.
And I'm like, okay, if you guys do it like that, everybody lose.
And I agree with you 1,000%. 1,010%, I agree with you. Everybody should be on the same page. The thing is, though, with the Republican Party, you have people out there who will go out their way to be, you know what, fuck this. I'm going to do the opposite thing just to own the libs. Like, fuck the libs. Like, it's a very contrarian party. It does. They create problems out of nothing. Like, say, for example, Dr. Seuss shit, or the anybody who knows what's going on, with the Dr. Seuss issue that was going on earlier this year, or the Mr. Potato Head. When it's like, we're not going to call him Mr. Potato Head anymore. We're going to just call him Potato Head. So it's genderless. And nobody say anything about it, but they create problems when there's not any issue. But what the fuck does that do to help anybody? What does it do to help the homeless? How does it help the vets? How does it help anybody that's in a position in America than fighting over bullshit that they keep pushing? That's why I can't really get with it. That's just me.
What has any party ever did for the homeless like that to fix any problem? Like for the past 30, 40, 50 years, what has any of the both sides ever did?
Nobody's really dragged it.
Yeah, so it's almost like you cannot pick a side because both sides, they never really
But homeless people is just not the problem in this country. That's a whole other thing. There's so many problems in this country.
That's why I'm saying But it's almost like you cannot pick a side because both sides is just as evil as the other side.
You wrong about that.
Okay, one side is more good than the other side. I don't know. You tell me.
I'm telling you, if you watch politics and watch what the fuck these people vote for, I honestly believe at some point.
You're really on one side. You're not thinking about it like
I will mainly vote left, which is people who want to legalize marijuana, legalize drugs, prostitution. I'm before that that shit is kind of like, why are you putting these motherfuckers in jail who are trying to survive and sell drugs? Like, instead of throwing people in jail for selling drugs, why won't this country who's got all this fucking money to do all these fucking wars, why can't we fix the situation to keep people from making these choices from wanting to sell drugs or commit crimes? Like, why can't we build a better economy for people who are poor? But they're not trying, like, neither party is really trying to do anything to help anybody. Not even homeless. It's just people in general who are struggling in this country. Like, last week, they just voted on a bill to send Israel, who is massacring fucking Palestinians. They sent Israel, they're going to send Israel $1 billion, like, right now. And Israel's been fucking destroying Palestinians. It's basically an ethnic cleansing, and Israel's getting $1 billion from America now. America's gonna write them a check and give them $1 billion. Like, we ain't got fucking people starving and fucking suffering over here. But this is where you had some Democrats who voted yes for it, and Republicans extremely voted okay for this. So, like I said, that's just me on it with parties. I don't get it. I think both parties are trash, but one does not give a fuck if you see it, and another one's kind of like, well, we're trying to fight for you. But all this is like, I think at the end of the day, it's like, how do you prefer to die? Would you rather be shot in the face by one party or stabbed in the back by the other? That's how I kind of like draw the line. It depends on how you want to go out, because neither one are very honest with the people. But
I say we start over, do a hard reboot,
Start out from scratch.
blow
I
the
agree.
fucking world up now. God,
Like, let's start all over.
hey, blow it up right now. Let's go. I don't know, man. There's too much separation. Too much.
It's harsh.
I can't argue with you. I'm not in that. I have no bullets. I'll be fighting with you with a knife. I don't know nothing about politics and
It's
stuff.
horrible. I don't recommend anybody to get into, like,
I just know, like,
it's depressing, honestly.
there's two sides. There's two sides arguing. All I know is there's no harmony. Nobody is in on together. We're not coming in together as one unit. We're not trying to figure out this as one unit. We're
agree.
trying to figure out problems separately, which
for
is
sure.
like the big problem. That's what we're going to now. Like, if you guys, excuse me, if you guys, like, if everybody in politics, right, took a massive dose of psychedelics, I'm not trying to be funny. If they all took a massive dose of psychedelics, right, they will all be humbled. They will all see the real meaning of what life is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be fucking you guys, everybody arguing, fighting. It's not supposed to be fucking two sides. It's supposed to be, hey, you guys are on fucking Earth. You guys are humans on Earth. You guys are fucking supposed to get along, and you guys are supposed to figure this out together. It's not supposed to be fucking two groups. You guys have one view of one thing and the other side one view of another thing, and you guys stick to your tribe, even though you know it's bad. But, like, let's say they're doing hood shit, but you stick to your tribe because that's your shit, but they're doing bad shit, but you don't know it because you're so stuck in the tribe. It's the same thing with the other side. Same shit. You stick to your tribe, even though they're doing bad shit. Okay, you're just going to ignore it because, like, a part of you, like, you feel like, hey, something might be bad, but you're going to be like, okay, no, this is my side. I'm going to represent my side. So now the whole situation, everybody, the two side shit, like in America, that's fucking garbage. That is not going to fix anything in this world. It's going to be, everything's going to repeat over and over and over again. And the same shit's going to happen over and over again because we cannot function as, like, unity, as one.
outside of what we already know.
As, like, we don't know how to come together. It's fucking crazy, man.
Well, let's hit the reboot button. I don't think...
Hit the fucking reboot button, reteach everybody, fucking get everybody thinking like the same level. We can only progress if we work together as one organization, not fucking separated. It's so crazy. Man. You guys are so wild. And then people, they get so fucking...
See,
they get so... I don't know, man.
And I see what you're saying, but on the flip side, I do think that it's kind of hard to undercut why people feel the way that they feel when it's a weird thing. It's one of the things is where if the government starts attacking or trying to do something to maybe hold people that look like you back, or and I'm not saying like this is how it's always been or how it's always going to be, but when you start noticing like certain things, I'm like, well, why are they making these rules or why are they creating this law? Why are they doing this? And you're like, okay, obviously they're targeting this type of people. They're obviously targeting this. Look, like I said, reboot, start the shit over. Because I think it's like it's so deep into the shit at this point, it can never be a change. At least in our lifetime, I don't think this shit's gonna change. I wish the world was different. I fucking wish it was, but look,
It can change. Like, it can change by, like, you thinking differently. Like,
I'm talking about like I'm talking about as far as within our lifetime. Nah, this shit's stuck. This is gonna have to take some.
no, it can change because look how fast, like, the whole life changed within the last 2 years since COVID-19 happened. That's a completely different shit. Then it changed the whole aspect of everybody's lives.
Yeah, it's fucking crazier now.
That one thing changed everybody's life. So if that can happen with the whole globe, it's all on the same page and shit. What makes you think like we can't come together like as humans all together, be on the same page and say like, hey, we really do need to fix what's going on right now together. We gotta stop arguing. We gotta find out what's the main thing that's fucking causing every shit to fucking collapse. And we have to get together, talk about it, and together as a group, we can figure all this shit out.
I agree with you, but I think it's easier said than done.
It is, of course, but it's not gonna happen if nobody does nothing.
But then, okay, so at the end of the day, if we want people to like join together and come to one side has to give up. That's the only way it will happen. When are you willing to give up for your beliefs and everything for the other side or whatever?
It's gonna come to like a battle with both sides.
See, and then it shouldn't have to get to that point.
Look, it's gonna. it's gonna come down to the point where it's gonna be a battle on both sides, and then within that battle, in that moment, they're gonna realize, fuck, there is like something bigger than all of this. We shouldn't be fighting. And in that moment, you'd be like, you hear that bling, you hear that little light bulb, right? Because you're in simulation, right? You hear that bling, and then they'd be like, holy shit, like we fucking did it, like we figured it out, like we can progress now as humanity, because
it'd be crazy. Like once we figure it out, we all come together like kumbaya.
Yeah.
That's when the simulation ends. They're like, okay, guys, we figured out a way to save humanity and simulation.
Okay, let me tell you guys, who's ever listening right now, like I don't care how like boring this show is, right? I swear to God, if all of you guys watch the show, it's called The 100s. It's on Netflix. There's like 8 seasons. Don't say you have no time or whatever. Like, watch the show completely from the beginning to the end. Because the way they tell the story from the beginning to the end, the beginning is like, okay, humanity destroyed itself, destroyed the earth, and then they created like a new religion on the earth that nobody on earth knew what it was, but it wasn't a religion. Like the logo was like the Jesus logo. Like let's just say, for example, like Jesus logo. Yeah. But that logo was actually the logo of like a highly advanced like a civilization before. Like it was just their logo.
To leave that mark on the planet or some shit?
They wasn't trying to leave their mark, but it's just their logo. And then the whole planet was destroyed, right? And then they start over, and then people left over with the planet. All they know was that logo and stuff, and so they're thinking that logo is like God, but it's actually not God, because it's actually the people that was living like outside of like the outer like ozone layer of the earth. Like they were just out there because they were watching Earth, and then for some reason they destroyed Earth. If you guys watch that whole series, right, watch it all the way to the end, you'll see how they figured out how to fucking like where both sides were fighting and stuff, and then they end up. At the end, they realize, oh shit, like we've been fighting for no fucking reason. Like we're supposed to have been showing love and stuff to one another. We weren't supposed to be fighting because your thoughts of like is so different from what somebody else believes. Because of course, normally humans, they do think like that. Nobody ever thinks the same like that. But it's almost like if you watch the series, everybody realize at the end, when they're on the same page, like holy shit, the whole time we fucked up the whole fucking time. And after they all realized that, that's when they moved on. No, that's that's when they progress into the next level.
Well, I always thought about this. Like, I think the only way Earth would be able to come together and to kind of like unify and maybe be on the same page is if we hit some Independence Day type level shit. I'm talking about big ass sausage ships that blow up the fucking White House.
I mean, yeah. Like, do you want that to happen, or wait, we can do that right now?
I mean,
like we can get along like right now.
I mean, if I gotta pay fucking rent, I mean, let's get it going. Fuck, whatever.
What are you talking about?
What? No, sorry. I'm talking about. I just realized I had to pay rent today, and then I'm like, fuck, but like aliens, do what you gotta do. This is. I was being selfish, guys. I apologize. But as far as like, I don't know. Do you think like, okay, with them showing up, would it be worth the risk of humanity needs to come together and work together to defeat the aliens if they showed up in like some regular place?
No. What do you mean defeat the aliens? Aliens are not the bad guys.
No. I'm talking about like if this planet went down. What I was trying to say before is only way I can see humanity coming together to stand up and fight with each other.
Something like more stronger than us.
If it's like Independence Day, like Will Smith and shit. And
yeah.
Jeff Goldblum. If the aliens showed up, maybe, and I'm not even 100% behind this, but there's a possibility that we might be able to come together, and then maybe after we defeat the aliens, maybe we can form together into something different. But I think we'll have to take something on a extinction level type shit, and I truly do believe this. It would take the end of the world for us to stop this bullshit. That's my thing. That's my thought on it. It would have to take like the extinction of humans.
It might be something like that. Because what's that one president that said that shit? Was it Ronald Reagan or something? He was saying in a speech where. Does it take like some outside force for us as a nation to come together and be like? Oh,
is that what he did the Star Wars shit? That's right. He did like the Star Wars satellite.
Yeah.
In case aliens showed up or whatever.
No, he already know. He already know the whole shindig, the whole aliens visiting him and stuff. That's only if you believed it. But I'm pretty sure like they were visited by somebody from another planet and said, "Hey, we can offer you guys like so and so technology, but you guys got to stop fucking with nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Because the nuclear weapon shit, that's actually a big deal. Like not just like within the Earth, but if you were to use a nuclear weapon and explode it like on Earth, it doesn't just affect the Earth; it affects other realities. So they're trying to prevent that from happening because for some reason, they got the ingredients to make like this nuclear weapon. Because here's one thing about the nuclear weapons, right? Einstein himself, he said that he don't even know how these calculations came into his head for him to, even come up with the calculations to make it like an atomic bomb. He said that it just like came within his head. So then like later, like I would read like other stories about how people, like they were talking about how like Einstein, like he didn't really develop like the atomic bomb. Like there was another guy too that was a part of the team that developed the atomic bomb, but Einstein, he didn't admit to saying like, oh, like that's actually like my shit. Like he did it. He wrote all the calculations for atomic bomb, but he said like it was almost like it came to him like in his head. Yeah. So like, and then I read like other stories to where they were saying like there's other beings that they took control over, like maybe like his mind, whatever, like through telepathically. How you say it?
Telepathically.
Yeah. And then that knowledge was given to him from like a higher race where they knew how atomic bombs work. And the reason why they gave him that calculations for that atomic bomb is because they wanted us to destroy ourselves. They didn't give a fuck about us, dude. Like, okay, boom, let's give them the formula to fucking let them go to war. It's almost like a fucking joke, But it was like a joke, like from somebody that's far more advanced than us. They're like, hey, let's give this guy the formula to atomic bomb. Let's see how fast they can destroy this Earth.
It's like, hey, let's give this toddler a gun. Let's see what he does with it.
Right.
Oh my God, he's building a bomb.
Oh my God,
he's building a fucking bomb.
Japan, cover up.
Japan is gone.
Fuck, that's crazy.
Oh, fun fact though, because you brought up Reagan earlier. The guy who tried to assassinate him back in I think '81, Ronald Reagan, right? The guy's name is John Warnock Hinckley Jr. What the fuck his name is? John Hinckley. He has a YouTube channel now. The guy that tried to assassinate Reagan. He has a YouTube channell.
What?
He's still
alive?
He does like cover songs and shit. And
shredding?
I just up to his page yesterday. He's on his YouTube channel.
What does he do?
He just plays guitar and he sings songs. Sometimes he has original songs. Sometimes he does cover songs. But he has his own YouTube channel. The guy that tried to kill Reagan has his own YouTube channel. He's got like 20,000 subs right now.
Fuck.
And the comment section's like, so you that motherfucker that tried to kill Reagan. It's awesome. It's probably the best part of his video. He can play. He's not much of a singer, but I think he's got like on the guitar, I guess. But
it's like that same guy. Like he got on like parole. Like what's his name? Sirhan.
Oh yeah, he just got it. Yeah,
the guy who supposedly killed
Bobby Kennedy.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he's still alive, man. That was fucking a long time ago.
He didn't kill him.
But no, he killed Bobby Kennedy.
No.
Wait. Are you talking about like as far as gotcha.
No, there was another shooter there. Like,
okay, no.
There was another shooter. There was so much shit because the way he was positioned, it wasn't like a position where the way he was shot, it didn't make no sense. Like it had to be shot from
a specific angle.
Yeah, there was another guy. There was another shooter.
Oh, that they tried to
it was innocent. Like, come on, like even the whole time, like the whole time he was in jail, he was saying like, man, I didn't do it. Like he was one of the Manchurian candidates. Yeah. He was like because he said like when it happened, he said like when the whole situation happened, he said he thought he was at a shooting range. So you can tell like he was under some kind of MK mind control.
Hypnosis type bullshit.
And something had to do with the lady with the polka dot dress. That was the fancy shit they were saying. Some lady with the polka dot dress had something to do with the whole situation, how it triggered his mind to go into kill mode. And then he said at that time, he's like, I really don't know what happened. I thought I was at like a shooting range. That was because like, even if they interviewed him today, he's like, I don't know what happened that day, That's why if you're looking into it deeper, there was a second shooter. It was one of the other police officers that was on there at the same time. And then if they look at all the way that he was, like he got shot, they said like Sirhan in his position Like if he were to shoot like Bobby, like it didn't make sense.
The bullet trajectory would have matched up with how
they said like because Bobby did. I mean not Bobby. The Sirhan did shoot, you know, but none of his bullets hit. But the kill shot was the other guy
from a different angle.
Shot. Yeah,
that's like
But he was the one that was supposed to kill him.
That was like with JFK when he got assassinated. And like they kept trying to find this woman. I think it was like babushka woman, but she was wearing like a certain type of hair thing and like but she was like a woman. Like they'd never been able to find who this woman was or why she was there standing in the grassy knoll or whatever the hell ever. Like,
the thing with like JFK, like his shit. There's so many people that want him dead.
Everybody.
The mafia, the Vatican wanted him dead.
CIA,
CIA wanted him dead. Like everybody got together. Like okay, since everybody we agree, like we want JFK dead. Like let's do this shit. So they had multiple shooters in the JFK incident. They had the guy in the grassy knolls. They got the guy like under the the manhole. They had another guy on the other side. There was
Woody Harrelson's
there was multiple shooters.
Woody Harrelson, the actor that everybody loves. His father was there. His father used to be a hitman. He worked for the CIA. Real shit. Look it up. Woody Harrelson, actor. His dad was there. But hey, look. Reset the world. Let's start all over, and let's give JFK some more time in the White House, and then let's all learn from our mistakes. Because I feel like we passed that point. I think we're past that shit.
Yeah, that's all I got for
synchronicity.
Yeah.
Got you.
Synchronicity. There's actually a movie called Synchronicity. Very good. It's on time travel.
So what? Oh wait, I think I have seen that movie. Wait, no, I played a video game called Synchronicity. I'm sorry, on Xbox One, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was thinking about
all right, guys. Like we're over a 2-hour limit.
Yes.
And I know it's gonna be like an hour 30-minute episode, but we thank everybody for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
We'll check you guys out next week on Tuesday. Peace out. Adios.
See you guys.
It's not illegal to not listen to music. It's illegal to